All right, hello everybody. Good evening. It's your friend, your DM, Matt G, here again on Tuesday night with all you folks and all of us folks here to play Dungeons & Dragons, playing Dungeons the Mad Mage. Top left, we got Sarah playing Le Tiefling Sorcerer, Zeke. I don't know why I suddenly went French there for a second.
I accept.
Yeah, I guess it's better than like my awful other accents, but hey.
Tiefling
Sorceress. Some people are like, you know, the gender thing, like, you know, like you're sorcerer. It's like you're an actor, right? An actor is
exactly, yeah.
Or an actress, actor, whatever. Bottom left, Actrix. Asterisk. Bottom left, we got Septur, who's hello Septur. What's going on, man? He's of course playing lizard folk warlock supreme Talron.
You know it.
Yep. Bottom here underneath me, we've got Drakon. He's playing dragonborn barbarian Qrevialur, rocking it out to the tunes and the smashings.
All the hard consonants. Dragonborn barbarian.
He's hard rock, like to the nth degree. He is hard rock is amplified. Not metal, right? Bottom right, we've got Kraw, who's playing Ferros, the tiefling paladin. And up here in the top right, I'm going to stop with the French thing, because the French thing is not working for me. Up here in top right, we've got Alex playing Elbauthin, the elven rogue.
Yo.
What's hap? All right, so tonight's episode, I kind of like... I don't often tell you guys the names of the episodes, but I'm kind of liking the way that I'm doing these episode titles. I'm doing like 80s song titles, just because like some of them are so relevant to the session, I can't not use it. So tonight's episode is episode 13. She blinded me with science. Yeah, so keep that in mind as we go. That reminds me, I gotta change certain things on the stream. It still says episode 12 here in Twitch, but hey, it's not true. It is episode 13 you guys are up to. All right. With that said, this week, just because I got completely shown up by Sarah doing the recap from last week, so I'm gonna do it this week, and let's see if I can do a somewhat acceptable job of the recap, and we'll go from there. Yeah, cool. All right, here we go. So. Last week on Dungeons the Mad Mage, Ferros and Qrevialur awoke from their cat nap and had a discussion about, a somewhat uncomfortable discussion about Qrevialur's son, Zeon, and Ferros' relationship with him in the previous campaign. Ferros admitted as much that he was also uncomfortable speaking about Zeon, and although he and Zeon had both been brought back from the dead, he felt something was wrong, something was missing, and that something in effect was maybe also wrong with Zeon. At which point, Qrevialur took a little bit of offense, and the two parted. For a time, although they both decided to follow after Haleth who had left them just before their little nap, and they found him in the midst of a battle with a fiend, a Mesoloth, this weird sort of insectile demon, and two Nothics, in which Haleth was grievously wounded, and nearby a bearded human with a glowing axe. And fighting off the Mesoloth, Haleth took time to exact revenge against the second of his three former companions, beating him to death with his bare hands, while Ferros looked on impassively, and Qrevialur unable to stop him. Yeah. So clearly for Haleth, revenge was a dish, I should say, best served with one's bare hands. Taking the humans' remaining gear, they headed back out, and shortly after, Haleth, who had exerted himself quite beyond even his own undead state, collapsed and lay in a heap, while Qrevialur and Ferros decided to take a long rest of their own and wait out the Revenant's torpor. Meanwhile, Zeke, Elbauthin, and Talron, in the level below, looted and beheaded the Drow elite, finding a poisoned sword, hand crossbow, and some poison corals, as well as a spider brooch, and some gold as well. And then they went back north to avoid some giant spiders blocking their path, and Zeke put out her instant fortress, and the group also took a much-needed long rest. Both groups waking at the same time. One group looted the lair of this chimera that they had killed before, taking a small fortune in electrum, silver, and copper. And the other group moving back toward the room with the flesh golem and the floating skull, having Haleth completely revivified himself. Meanwhile, Zeke, Elbauthin, and Talron went back to the corridor with the spiders and found them mysteriously missing. But nearby found an entrance to an underground river. And knowing that the hobgoblins that they sought to ally themselves with were to the west, they avoided the riverbank and moved through the tunnels to a cavern filled with, hobgoblins. They found them. Throwing the elite's head at these hobgoblins' feet, they ingratiated themselves to them, and they were granted sanctuary, and the hobgoblins brought them through a series of caverns north to what essentially amounted to a hobgoblin town. And in the hold of one Azrock, the hobgoblin warlord. Azrock was impressed with the supposed decimation of these drow, and wanted the three to go even further, killing Terissa Ovrindar, the leader of these drow invaders, for all lack of and unfortunately, he was unwilling to grant any assistance, any forces of his own to the three adventurers. But Zeke noticed a ring hanging on a finger, I should say, a finger hanging with a ring on it around Azrock's neck. But after a tense but somewhat understandable conversation, the three were granted lodging in Azrock's hold, and then met with Azrock's wife, Lurkana. And surreptitiously, in a room with a non-working, seemingly, magic gate, Lurkana told the characters that there was a magic dagger that Azrock once possessed that granted him sight. You see, Azrock himself was blind and needed this dagger to preserve the illusion that he maintained control among his legion. Somehow but surely, goblins under Azrock were finding out that he was blind and spreading this rumor that Azrock had always been blind, and that without this magic he was weak and easily bested by the drow. So, in return for the ring, which Lurkana promised to Zeke, Zeke promised to obtain, or at least find out, where this dagger resided. Lurkana suggested that the dagger's location might easily or easier be found by interrogating a relatively recent inhabitant of Azrock's hold, a mind flayer by the name of Ulquest, who resided somewhere in the hold. Finally, one level above, at Haleth's urging, Ferros led his compatriots boldly into the room with this flesh golem and floating skull to attempt a diplomatic solution. Good job, Ferros. Always thinking with your head there. And inside, Ferros found the room was plated with copper on its floor and arcing with electrical energy. And both the golem and floating skull saw Ferros coming through the tunnel, walking rather noisily with his metal armor, and with a scream of insanity, the skull moved to attack, and that's where we start tonight. So, I think it's only proper that we go straight from that into where we are on level 2. Let me just flip to the map, and we'll go ahead and get started with initiative. So don't roll yet, because I don't have you guys on that scene quite yet. So let me move ya. Alright. Here we go. You guys are over here. There we are. Shift ping. Pachow. Okay. let's go with. All right, now's a good time. Go ahead and Ferros and Qrevialur, go ahead and roll initiative. Let's do it. Boom. Ferros with a 0.
About what I expected.
All right, you can roll for Nerthios as well, Qrevialur. I will roll for Halath.
I mean, I don't know. They're getting pretty close again, but someone's interrupted them this time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me get some music. Some
Is
mood
there any
music.
music
here.
playing on right now? Or?
There isn't right now, but let me think of some good music to play on
Wait, where's
20
Ferros?
for the.
I don't see him.
He is.
there he
should be right here. Here, I'll put him right there.
Okay, so
Do you want me to
what
put him
hap-
back? I'll put him back. There we go.
No, what happened was I clicked on Nerthios and the red circle went right over him. So I
Ah.
couldn't see him. at
Okay.
all.
Cool.
He was
Uh,
invisible.
Let's go with something a little creepy. Yeah. That's kind of creepy. But
What a
of
waste
course I
of a
can put some
perfect 20.
ambience on here. 7C.
Got a
7.
1.
All right. Actually, you know what? No. You know what? I've got a better music. Here we go. It's a little faster, a little bit more fast paced. All right. So we've got this sort of like crazy arcing electrical energy that's zapping out from this skull floating around the room. For all intents and purposes, the icon that you see right here is a. I mean, some of you guys know what that is. That's a flame skull, but it's not a flame skull. It's a lightning skull. It doesn't have flames spouting out of it. It has like lightning arcing all over it. So Qrevialur, as you hear this sort of this crazy static-filled voice say "Welcome," and this sort of grunt from inside, what do you want to do?
So, fun thing about since Qrevialur's sword is based on the flame tongue, not only can you invoke its power, but you can also use it without invoking its power.
Hmm?
And since there's a lot of lightning around this room, Qrevialur could guess that, hey, lightning isn't a good idea against these folk. So then, with that, I can't switch the sword roll, but you can just assume it without lightning. Go right up to Fleshy Boy.
I should
Okay.
mention.
So when you walk onto the copper floor, this bolt of electricity just goes and like goes right into your body. Now, do you have any kind of resistance against
I
this
am
said
resistant.
electrical damage?
I'm resistant to lightning.
Excellent. So let me tell you
My
how much.
draconic blood.
Excellent, excellent. Let me go to the room and I will tell you how much lightning damage you take. Actually, yeah, you take 10 lightning damage, so you only take 5
5. Alright.
because of your resistance.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll Flame Tongue,
Okay.
but I'm gonna roll it, but without the lightning damage. Of course, I can't get rid of that, so we'll just assume without that. Is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine. You turning off the lightning, you sort of like flick a switch on your sword or something like
No, he says the word of power, which is it's more harsh than most draconic
that. Okay,
words are.
cool. So your sword suddenly
Kind of assume-
just powers down, and it's
Kind
just
of
a straight up
assume
sword now.
Maybe it's some word that he found and
Fantastic, go for it.
That was cool. Gonna slash with it.
All right, go for it.
24, 9 slashing damage
All right, 9 slashing if it is.
against Flashy Boy.
So this is a magical weapon, and luckily because it is, you do damage against this creature. And the sword bites into the creature's flesh and just goes.
And then he's gonna do it again.
Yep.
Does 15 hit?
15 does hit.
Alright, that's 4 slashing damage. And then he's gonna attack with his offhand.
Yep.
Does 21 hit?
21 does hit.
I don't know if this one is considered magical or not.
It is
Because
indeed
it's
a magical
magic.
weapon. Mhm.
Okay, because it lightly glows. That's its magical power.
Yes, but it's not a. Yeah, it's still a magical weapon, even though it doesn't have a plus to it. It's still magical.
So it's not about magical damage. It's about what the weapon itself. is.
Correct.
Okay. That's the end of Qrevialur's turn.
6 damage. Is that correct?
Yeah.
On the offhand.
attack.
Yep. Cool. Just making sure here.
So I'd just like to make sure. He got that lightning damage when he stepped on it, right? When he made contact with the copper plating?
Sorry, say that one more time.
So, he took damage because he stepped onto the copper plate, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so it's because he made contact.
As far as you're aware, you've stepped onto the copper plate and it completed a circuit and went right through you. Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure for a little floaty boy that we have.
Well, speaking of which, it is now Floaty Boy's turn. The other Floaty Boy.
I was like, wait, what?
The other Floaty Boy's turn is the floating skull in the room. So the floating skull sort of moves around the room to right about here, like around this pylon here. And you see her sort of powering up, like, and like she opens her mouth. It is a she because the voice that issues from is actually a female voice when she said welcome. And this lightning bolt issues and goes straight through not only the golem, but also you, Qrevialur. And let's see if that actually goes and hits Ferros. Let's see, that's a beam. So if I go... Let's see, does that hit Ferros? If I go like that? Not acid, it's... I don't know if I have lightning.
Oh, just a blue one.
Yeah, it's not acid.
Barked up lightning.
It's a green
No.
lightning. Green lightning!
Like speed lightning.
So it hits the Golem, Qrevialur, Ferros, and Nerthiost. So all of you guys make dexterity save.
Is this a magical?
It is a magical effect in that it is a lightning bolt spell.
So what
Oh, okay, so
saving
it's a
throw
spell.
is it?
Okay, cool. I have advantage then.
Okay, very good.
What saving throw is it?
Dexterity saving throw.
I grab my cloak and I pull it in front of me.
Alright.
Yeah.
Let me roll for Trevor. 1 second, sneeze.
Bless you.
Jeez.
Okay.
Trying to sneak back up on me, I got a big chill.
That's okay, that's okay. So here we go, lightning bolt. And let's see what kind of damage it does.
That was a lot of fails.
8d6 lightning damage. So 8d6. I'll roll this in the open. Not bad. Okay.
What was the save DC?
It was...
I mean, did we fail? I mean, we're not allowed to
It
know
was
that. Did we
13.
fail?
So whoever rolled a 13 or higher saved. If you
I
didn't, then
roll
you
a 20.
failed. There you go. So so you only take half the damage there, Ferros.
Wait, so
17... Oh, sorry. Not... sorry, 16 damage for Ferros.
does Ferros give that paladin bonus? It gives everybody...
You're too far away.
Ah.
No, does Nerthios get it?
Yes.
Yeah, because he's an ally.
What is the bonus?
Plus
Plus
3.
plus 3? Plus 3. Still not enough.
Well,
unfortunately.
that means that Nerthios should save.
Oh, that's true, because he got a
That'd
13?
be a 13.
Okay, so he only
So-
takes 16.
So actually, he has a special ability.
What's his special ability?
I can't actually click on it,
Okay, what is that ability?
but because it doesn't say it may, so it kind of has to. It says this.
If the spectator makes a successful saving throw
Oh,
against
it
the
said
spell,
he can choose another creature.
targets the chosen creature instead of the spectator. If the spell
Let's-
forced a saving throw, the chosen creature makes its own save. If the spell was an attack, the attack roll is real. Okay, so that's not it. If the spell forced a saving throw, the chosen creature makes its own save. So it makes a save?
Mm-hmm.
No, he's saying that the
Basically, the spell gets reflected.
the
It's literally
lightning
called spell reflection.
Oh.
So it gets hit back towards
Cool.
whatever the caster
Spectator could choose another creature it can see. So which creature that it wants to see?
was. Well, probably the same one that attacked it.
Okay, cool. Cool.
It probably won't do anything, but Nerthios isn't right in the head.
Of course. All right, so give me 1 second here. First of all, as the lightning bolt goes through the flesh golem, you see Qrevialur, because you're right in front of it. You see that the wounds that you made with your sword start to sort of knit together with lightning arcing through it. So that's...
So it would be its own save DC, and the damage would be re-rolled for it.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll the damage?
No, I'll roll it.
Okay. let's see.
So 35 back at the at this thing.
Whether it say if it fails to save that.
I'm gonna see if it fails or not. Dexterity saving throw. This thing is pretty dexterous. It did not.
Ooh.
It failed the save with a natural
Now-
1.
Now,
Probably immune to lightning damage.
I assume it's immune to lightning damage.
Well, let's take a look. It is immune to lightning damage.
I figured. But it's
So the
still
lightning
pretty
bolt goes
cool.
right back through the golem, and the golem's like even more like powered up. You see,
What
it's
does
like.
it go through the golem?
But in doing
No.
so, here's a question: in doing so, does it go back through Qrevialur?
No, it only goes and hits the cast.
Got it. Okay, so it doesn't even hit the golem then.
Because it doesn't recast the spell.
Right. It just sort of like bounces it back
reflects
around.
The damage.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
Like,
That's
like
cool.
That one
I'm okay with
little
that.
ding,
That's cool. That's cool.
like a mirror.
That's cool. That's cute. We like that.
Which means that he doesn't take any damage, I believe.
He does not take the damage, right? Nerthios takes no damage. Ferros takes half damage. Qrevialur, you take all 32.
No, he takes half.
That's right. You half because you have resistance. There you go. Very good. Wonderful. That is its turn. And it's sort of like floating around the room, and it's just like saying these words in gibberish. Some are in common, some are in a language that none of you have ever heard. And now it is Nerthios' turn.
Right, let's see what he does. So he's going to use the first beam against one, so it's the one in the back. Alright. So he's going to use a confusion ray on it.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw on who? On which?
The skull in the back.
All right.
Can he see that?
Yeah, he can see it. Actually, now that I think about it, it's a large creature, so...
Probably have to like go like there.
Yeah,
Like that.
well, even there, you'd have to come into the room.
Well, I guess he would then.
Okay. Floats into the room.
So right, I feel like
Maybe a little bit to the left.
Irish?
Yeah, that's about right. That's perfect, actually, right there.
He's trying
And
to
because
get
he's not
out
on the
way of
floor,
line.
that's totally fine. Yeah, because he's not on the floor, the current does not arc through.
Awesome.
So, wisdom saving throw, right? He got an 8. Or she
Alright,
got an
well
8, I
then-
should say.
Then she cannot take reaction until the end of its next turn.
Awesome.
And on its turn, it can't move and uses all of its action to make a melee or range attack against a randomly determined creature within range.
Okay. There's a lot of creatures in its range right now, so it'll
Yeah.
probably have to make a 1d4 minus 1 roll. But that's neither here nor there. Anything else from Nerthios?
Nope, that's the end of his turn.
Okay, Haleth Gark. He sees you run in. He sees Nerthios run in. He runs in. 5, 10,
Float
15.
in. I don't think
Float,
he's gonna
run, same diff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He steps onto the thing and takes some. He grits his teeth and runs in even more. He takes some damage. And uses his greatsword against the flesh golem. Like one of these days, I gotta put a greatsword attack on this thing. Hits with a greatsword. 6 plus 4. 7 damage. And as he sort of... This greatsword, by the way, is not magical, correct, Ferros?
No, it's not.
Yeah. So the thing just goes... And, like, bites into the creature's skin and doesn't really draw that much across. It just sort of, like, paints a red line on the creature's flesh. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage to it. He's like, God damn it! And now the flesh golem. What should the flesh golem do? Okay. He doesn't have any weapons. All he has is his giant meaty hook fists. And he's going to make 2 attacks. One on Qrevialur and one on Haleth. Okay. The first one on Qrevialur is a 15.
believe that. Double check. That hits.
Okay.
Really.
Cool. That does 13. I'll just use the average here. 13 bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
And the second one will also hit Haleth with a 19 and do 13 bludgeoning damage. Big hits. Poof, poof. You hear just these awful sort of squelching sounds as this thing like moves like its lumbering form through this like crazy electrical room. And now, finally, Ferros.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna cast Aura of Vitality.
All right.
Neat.
Healing energy.
It's one of my favorites.
Should we
And
put an
first
aura
of
on
all-
you? Let's put an aura on you.
It's 30 feet. Whatever you want to do.
Well,
Okay,
that's
so
everybody. If you're going to walk into the room, that's pretty much going to be everybody. So that's fine.
Yeah, so I'm not worried.
It's pretty much a
Regardless,
bonus.
before I walk in, I'm gonna give Qrevialur 2d6.
As your
By the
bonus,
way,
yep.
Yep, for bonus. 10 to him.
Oh!
I will walk in.
Okay. Okay, so that you will take 10 damage as the lightning arcs through you.
Okay, I see. Alright. Then I will 1, 2, 3, 4.
Excellent. Top of the round.
And that'll be good.
Excellent. Qrevialur.
Alright. So, there's like a big machine here, you said?
Yeah, it's like a pylon. It's got like these, like, it looks like Frankenstein's laboratory. It's got these, like, arcs of electricity running up and down it.
So it looks like the cataclysm of all this electricity.
Make an intelligence check.
Catalyst, by the way.
I said
Not
that.
cataclysm. You said cataclysm.
No, I did not.
Close enough. Keep going.
Intelligence saving throw or
Intelligence check.
check? Well, it's same diff.
You have no idea what this thing does.
Okay, well, I can still see all the electricity goes.
You sure can.
Alright, I'm gonna take a chance. Qrevialur is going to go up to it and instead attack the pylon. You know what?
Okay.
Actually, I have a better idea. From this distance, I have a way better idea.
All right, all right.
He's going to cast Shatter on the pylon.
Okay,
Which
okay.
is a 10-foot radius, so it basically hurt everybody but...
Cool, cool,
allies,
cool.
So, just hurt. So basically centered right here, so that way it doesn't hurt. On the pylon.
Okay, and so what is Shatter is Constitution saving throw. So for the skull and the skull, Constitution saving. Super duper. Here we go. Constitution saving throw for skull. 8. So fails.
Fails, right?
Constitution for the golem. 10 fails.
Well, actually no. The flesh golem doesn't get disadvantaged because it's not made of inorganic material.
Ah, fair enough. Well, neither is the skull
and so-
technically.
Well, yeah, but it's like... So,
Well, no,
so the
let me be
pylon-
clearer, right? A creature takes the thunder damage, right? If it's made of inorganic material, it has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Yeah, so it's fine either way.
Right, so they
But-
both fail.
But the pylon, I
Mhm.
believe, takes double damage.
That's correct. And it doesn't have a save because it's just like a thing. So it'll
I
take...
figured. It'd be pretty
Um,
weird if it did.
So it doesn't take double damage. It still takes the
It's
damage.
just okay.
It takes the damage, but it has disadvantage on the saving throw. Right?
No. A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage within the spell's area.
Right.
So it just takes the damage.
It takes the damage. It doesn't take double damage, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no save.
Right, that's what I just said.
No, never mind. You said disadvantage. Never mind.
Let's keep going! So, 8 damage to this pylon. It sort of goes... But it stays intact. And the skull and the golem both take 8 thunder damage. Awesome.
And it looks like they took the full damage from that. Did
It
look like
does. They sort of like got blown back a little bit by this enormous boom. This earth-shattering kaboom! That went back and like you see the golem go like its head just goes like and like it's at a weird unnatural angle and it just. Anything else, Qrevialur?
would- Nope, that's gonna be the end of his turn.
Did you take your 5 damage from being on this crazy copper floor?
Oh, it's every turn.
It's every turn.
Okay. And I shall do that. Damage taken.
Excellent. The skull now must not move, right? It's his turn, her turn. And she must attack someone in range that a random person, right? There are 5 possible targets.
No,
So I will roll a 1d6
not
minus...
ally nor foe. Any.
Right. So I'm gonna nominate them now before I roll. The Golem is 1, Gark is 2, Qrevialur is 3, Ferros is 4, and Nerthios is 5. Yeah? Cool. Here we go. Let's roll a 1d6 minus 1. Can't attack itself, right? I assume.
I don't believe it can. Let me see.
I doubt it.
A randomly determined creature within range.
Well, I mean,
I
this
don't
ain't
know.
no Pokemon.
This doesn't seem. I mean, it is a confusing ray.
He's so confused. She zaps herself. No, here we go.
I mean,
All
I
right,
don't-
so there we go. We got a 5. So that's Nerthiost.
Oh, great.
Okay, so again, this skull's like mouth opens up and instead of like a bolt of lightning, a little sort of glowing plasma ball of bluish energy just arcs out, and it's only one ranged attack, correct? Because technically, it's an action to do a multi attack.
It uses its action to make A, so no, it only gets one attack.
Okay, so there we go. So a lightning
It doesn't
ball.
take the attack action.
That's cool. That's cool. A 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
11 lightning damage to your little buddy.
11? Oh no, not
Arcs
11.
through the room, hits Nerthiost in the face, and you see like a singed, burning, little sort of circle of skin where it hit Nerthiost in the face. And that is, I guess that's the only effect that she has, right? She doesn't get any reactions. She can't move, and she uses her one attack. Cool.
Well, she can't
Nerthiost, it is your turn.
Yost will do the same thing. We roll 4, do 2. Alright, for the fourth
What
ray.
ray is it this time?
Ooh, this is the best. The wounding ray.
Okay. Constitution saving throw on who?
I made awesome. It would be the first one, so the flame skull.
Okay, very good.
Going left to right. with
Super
that.
duper. Constitution save 21.
Well, that makes it, but she still takes half damage.
Okay. How much
Is
damage is that?
necrotic?
7? Sorry, 6. 6
I wonder-
necrotic damage.
I feel like a skull would be resistant, but
I'm checking now. It is resistant, in fact. That is correct. So it only takes a
Takes
quarter
3.
damage. Yeah.
whew, that's harsh.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Eh.
All right. Anything else?
guess
Is there
we're
anything else
having
want
a
to
pass.
move? You want to stay
I
there?
think he would.
Okay.
I think he doesn't like this room is giving him claustrophobia.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
He's gonna move actually out of the room.
Okay. Very good.
That'll be the end of his turn.
Halef continues his assault against the flesh golem with his. Actually, no. Halfgark is not stupid. He sees that this has no effect on the flesh golem and instead moves around this enormous creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, and attacks at the flame skull with 2 greatsword attacks. Swing, swing.
He
1.
is a smart man.
2. He is not. He's not dumb. Both will. Let's see. Will both hit? Yes, both will hit.
He's probably resistant to that too.
Let's see.
Just to all damage, except thunder.
1, 2. All right. So there's 22 damage on this creature. Let's see. Do. No. No resistance to that.
That's crazy.
No resistance to slashing
Yeah.
damage. So ping ping. And this thing just gets and you see like little bone chips fly through the air as it takes 22 damage. Wow, good stuff.
How is that thing still a skull?
It's a magic skull. The flesh golem
Magic.
retorts. It's magic. The flesh golem will pound Qrevialur twice. With some, with a loving hug, or no, he'll just punch you in the face twice. Bam, bam. 1, 2. The first one will miss with a 10. Although, wait, yeah, okay, very good. And the second will hit you if your AC is still the same, 15.
Yep, AC is still.
11 bludgeoning damage. Oh, sorry, no, we're using the average on the flesh golem, which was I think 13 bludgeoning damage. Yeah. Cool. Let's see if there's anything that the golem does on his turn. He's topped up. He is not like hurt. All of his wounds have completely healed. You see him just arcing with electricity here. At which point the flame skull says something in common that all of you guys hear. It says, "Whatever you do, don't leave the room." That's what it says on its turn. You're not quite sure who the Flame Skull is necessarily referring to here. Ferros, you're up.
Alright. Do I know what this pylon is?
Make an intelligence check. You have no idea.
Alright. Before I go any further.
Take your 10 damage
Oh. Am I supposed to take damage at the start of my turn?
at the start of your turn. Every time you're standing on this, zap.
I didn't know.
Yep.
You didn't say it before. Alright. 11 to Qrevialur.
Okay, there you go.
thanks.
You're healed 11.
2, 3. Oh, yeah, I'm on con save. Okay.
You make your con save.
Nice.
I look at the skull.
Does that give flanking?
No, it does not. Why would it give him flanking?
Because Alice is on the other end.
Hallis on the, not on the other side of it.
11 to hit.
11 will not hit.
And another slash. 23 to hit.
That does hit.
Alright. Now this is 9 slashing, but I'm not done. We're gonna go with the Divine Smite.
Super
I'm gonna
duper.
add a first level spell to this, so we will
Okay.
add... Is this considered an undead creature?
Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, it is.
So it's additional 1d8, so...
All right.
19 extra radiant damage.
Whoa. Okay. You slash through it and you feel your sword like start to begin to glow and hum, and you just slow-mo. The skull just shatters into a billion little pieces.
That's weird. Alright, that's my turn.
All right. Cool. That said, when the skull dissipates, the floor, all these like arcing things of electricity, like they all just sort of like dissipate, and you see the floor start to just smoke. So there's no more electricity running through the floor anymore.
There is smoke?
Well, it's from where like the electricity was
Oh, okay.
running through the floor.
Okay.
All
I
right.
didn't mean like it was rising through the floor. I was like,
No. It's not like smoke. It's like from the
There's a fire.
latent heat and energy running through this floor that was powered by this crazy electrical skull. Qrevialur, you're up. Top of the round.
Well then, Qrevialur. Well, I think he's just gonna do something that he's used to doing, which is slashing.
Okay.
Without the lightning damage still.
Sure.
16 hit.
16 will hit.
Alright, 7 damage. Slashing.
Super.
18. Oh!
Would you have flanking?
Yes. That is true. You would have flanking with Halith.
Crit!
So you get a crit.
19 damage.
Excellent.
And then his offhand. 13 hit.
Sorry, give me 1 second here.
Sure.
I messed things up. So the first damage was the first damage on him was how much?
7.
7. And then how much? 19?
19.
Okay, very good.
And has 13 hit.
13 does hit.
7 more damage.
Excellent. Very good.
That'll be the end of Qrevialur's turn.
A huge barrage of hits from Qrevialur as this creature's just like... and this time you see that the electrical energy that was latent from the floor is no longer healing this creature up. And Trenzia is... or you'll find out, actually. I'll remove her from the initiative order. Nerthios is up.
Let's see what ray he does. He will do a wounding ray.
Yep. Con save?
Right. Yep, con save.
Cool beans. Cool beans.
Oh wow, that was low rolls.
Wounding. Oh, he rolled really shitty. He got a 10.
Alright, well, he takes 8 then. 8 necrotic.
Okay, very good.
Maybe he's possibly resistant necrotic.
Let's
I don't know
checking.
goals.
Necrotic. This is well, for all you know, you think it's an undead, but you have no idea. But it seems like the necrotic does damage to it. In fact, full damage.
Alright, fair enough.
All right. Halith sees the opportunity, and he shouts out to you, Ferros. He goes, this thing isn't doing shit to this thing. I'll do it anyway. I'll aim for the head." And he sort of like tries to poke at it with the tip of the blade. Oh, poor Halith Gark.
At least
Left
he gets
with-
advantage.
Yeah, this is true. He does get advantage. Maybe he can crit and do like half and then crap.
Half of double damage.
All right, so that time he hits, Let's see if he goes for the crit here. Nope, doesn't get the crit, but he hits with a 22. And then a second attack. Miss. And hit. Okay, so he hits twice. With just a regular damage. See how much he does. 26 damage, halved to 13.
Still pretty good for doing half damage.
I agree. The Flesh Golem will continue his assault on you, Qrevialur.
Okay.
Does not like you. Here we go.
I'm so very scared.
2 slams. 1, 2. The first one will hit you with a 26.
Alright.
And the second one will hit you with a 25.
So let's just, that's 26 damage.
That is 26 damage. Bang, bam. Thank you, ma'am.
Get on the floor and jam.
All right, Ferros, you're up.
Alright. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Whoa!
It's not doing shit to it, but I guess I can go for... first we'll do the Aura of Vitality myself.
Okay. 6 health back to you.
I really want to use this. Nah, I'll just go for a slash, I guess.
Okay.
Actually, I have this Great Axe. I'm gonna use the Great Axe.
The axe that you took from the other guy, right?
There you go.
Guy.
That will hit with a 25.
Behind me, slash right into it.
Yeah.
It is 14 slashing damage.
That's full slashing damage. Excellent.
Remember, he's resistant.
Not to non-magical damage. That's a magic axe that you took, right?
Fuck if I know.
Did you take... You're talking about the axe that you took from the guy that Haleth slaughtered, right?
Yes.
Well,
now
even...
we know it's magic.
It's definitely... Well, it was glowing blue before.
That's all I knew.
We
I
were
forgot,
told
I
it
forgot about that.
wasn't.
I forgot about that.
Who told you it wasn't?
Alright.
Whatever.
You told it may not be.
No. Nobody told you. Anyways, regardless, second
You
Great
didn't
Axe,
use it until now, so
22
there you go.
damage.
Boom.
Great
14
axe.
damage.
Does it do anything extra, or does it just do that damage?
As far as you're aware, it just slashes into this creature's skin, and you see the bone underneath. And then another 7 slashing damage.
Hey, there you go.
All right.
Get him like, what?
Yeah, this creature's like all like slashed to pieces now, almost. Definitely shittier than he's looking before. Qrevialur, you're up.
Right. Qrevialur will do what he's used to doing.
All right.
Slashing a lot.
25 will hit.
Alright, and that's 11 slashing damage.
Okay,
26 to hit.
that will hit.
I'm assuming they're hits. That's 10 slashing damage.
Excellent, excellent.
And then it's offhand, which is 24 to hit, which is 6 slashing damage. So a
Excellent.
total of 27 damage.
Love it. Slash, slash, slash. This creature's just like... And as he takes that third damage, he starts to sort of like jitter. It goes... And like the fire behind his eyes, like his eyes turn like a bright orange. Now I have to roll a d6. This will be fun. 1d6. Well, actually, that'll be on his turn. Oh, Jesus. I need to do something
Again,
too.
Qrevialur's turn.
Wow. This is crazy. Ceases being berserk. So yeah, he just goes apeshit. Okay. Nerthios the second.
Alright. Finally, a different ray. Paralyzing ray.
Constitution
Con save.
saving throw. It cannot be paralyzed.
Rip.
Alright.
So even if he saved, it would do nothing.
That's
Can we at least pretend?
The beam hits the creature, and he's like, and his eyes focus on Nerthios, and he's like, fuck.
Oh. Wait, so Nerthios sees and focus on him?
For a second. But he's
Well, Nerthios
surrounded
still
by
gets
these guys.
scared.
Yeah, I would say he
Nerthios
probably.
still gonna get scared.
Yeah, he would be
Well,
pissed and move. Yes, exactly.
Nerthios doesn't like to look at that.
I'm with you. All right, Half moves in for hopefully what he assumes to be the kill.
Hopefully.
All right, let's see. Oh, +7. Both will hit.
He has advantage.
Okay, sure.
Fish
Let's
for
go.
that
Let's
crit.
let
I'm gonna fish
let's
for that
let's
crit.
go for the crits here.
Fish for the crit.
Fishing
Fish
for
for that.
crits. Yay! No, no
Oh.
crits. Sorry.
No crits.
No. No whammies. No whammies. No whammies. Stop.
That's an old show. I've only ever seen it once.
That's a great show. Here we go. Okay, there's your damage on the 2 attacks. 21 damage. He's looking pretty shitty right now. That's a halved to 10.
10.
Boom. All right. Now the golem, going berserk, picks a random target around him. And according to this, yeah, the golem attacks the nearest creature it can see. So I'm going to choose a random target. Normally he was focusing on you, Qrevialur. But he will just pick a random, out of the 3 of you, pick a random target. So I'll roll 1d4 plus, 1d4 minus 1. Haleth is number 1, Ferros is number 2, Qrevialur is number 3. Oops. Roll.
You can just roll a 1d3 and roll 20, right?
Oh, that's true. You can do that in this. Isn't that
Just
awesome?
a lot nicer.
Wait a second.
There we go.
1d3s don't exist.
They don't exist. They would just fall on their sides. It hits Haleth Garg twice.
Wait, 1d3s do exist.
Here we
They
go.
really
Haleth.
funky.
It's going to hit Haleth twice. Bam, bam. Does it hit Haleth? Let's see what his AC is. 13. The first one will miss. The second one will hit and do 13 damage to Haleth. Bam. And now it's Ferros' turn.
Well, the Great Axe is working, so fuck it.
No, don't fuck it. Use it. You don't want to fuck it an axe. It
Oh, I thought this
hurts.
was a family show, man.
It is a family show. My family.
26 to hit.
It will
Tell me
hit.
part of your family. I don't know you.
17 to hit.
Yeah, it will hit.
So okay, slash.
It will kill. Okay, it doesn't kill it, but it came damn close.
Then, as a bonus action, I'm gonna use Aura Vitality. I'll use it myself.
Okay. You are so nice. This creature is hanging on by a thread. Qrevialur, you're up.
Alright, well. Levia's gonna try to cut that thread that it's hanging off of.
That will hit with a 19.
5 damage.
That's enough. How do you want to do it?
Is it? Okay. Well, he's actually going to go straight through where its heart should be. And then he's gonna twist it, go straight up, slashing straight through the head.
This like beating purple like organ falls out of the hole that you made and just like lands on the floor going boom, 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 boom. And you see that the flesh of the heart is actually, it's like 3 or 4 different textures and colors, as if it was sewn or pieced together from 4 different organisms. And then the creature sort of looks down at the beating heart on the floor, just goes and just falls to the ground, dead.
So we're gonna
So,
take his offhand, bring it up, and stab it straight through this beating heart on the ground.
The heart stops beating. Okay, you guys want to do?
wait.
Well, first, Qrevialur's gonna do that cool anime thing where he slashes both of his swords out, gets all the blood off them, and sheathes them.
Okay.
Well, he sheaths one, tries to sheath the other, and he's like, ah.
Yeah, he can't sheath the other one. It's still stuck in his hand.
He
He's like,
tries. but-
Ah! Yeah.
You feel
Whatever.
that?
I'm assuming your concentration drops, Ferros?
No, it's an hour.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You keep healing, which please,
That's
please
what I was
heal.
gonna say. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep-
Let's talk about this, because this is like spirit, what's it called? Spiritual Guardians, whatever that fucking thing is, that
Yeah.
it
This
heals for
lasted
like an hour.
That one with Spiritual Guardians was a minute.
Yeah, but over the course of like a minute, you could just have everyone come in and like, remember that we talked about this with
Yes, I do, but that was a minute. Remember that. This is a 3rd level spell. Spirit Guardians is the 1st or 2nd. I can't remember which.
It's not even a spell; it's an ability.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a shepherd ability,
yeah.
shepherd druid ability.
So
But this is using a
does less
spell slot to heal.
it says until the spell ends, the aura moves with you. You can use a bonus action. So like essentially every 6 seconds for the next hour, you can heal anyone 2d6 hit points. That's
You want me to roll?
that seems a little broken, but hey.
It's a 3rd level spell.
He's using a spell slot for this. This ain't like the spirit totem thing.
You know
They
what?
know ability
You know
thing.
what? Let's
They
keep
light
it.
switch.
Let's keep it. We're cool with it. What do you guys
And I'll
want to
probably
do?
lose concentration sometime anyway.
I mean, maybe.
Regardless, I want to ask if do you want us to roll for help? You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna heal myself.
Yep.
Do you feel that, Qrevialur?
Feel what?
Do you feel that?
The pain? I don't know what you're asking about. Feel what?
No. And then I'll start healing Qrevialur as well.
Okay.
Right?
Your wounds slowly knit back together a little bit, Qrevialur.
Oh, thank you.
What?
Well, you're clearly healing me. How's
Now,
can't heal?
this is something that Matt can take judgment with. Okay, it doesn't say it doesn't work against undead.
I'm gonna say with Haleth, it works.
Okay.
Right, and then a 6.
And also near Theos as well.
Okay.
I have 2 third level spell slots, man.
That's true. You do.
All right.
And that's
Don't ever say I wasn't nice.
Are those 2 on him? Are those 2 both on Neartheos?
Yeah.
Well, then Neartheos is fully healed.
It's just gonna keep going until they're max HP.
Alright, well, Qrevialur needs more HP. What?
Okay, there you go.
Qrevialur is still pretty bloody. He's still pretty bloody.
Still
Even
after that.
He got his face pounded Mike Tyson style.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'm
Well,
just
yeah, dude,
looking at
that's a
Qrevialur. I'm just looking at Qrevialur like as he's healing. The fuck?
Ugh. Ah, jeez. Man, I didn't feel like that since. Never mind.
What?
Hmm?
What is this? What is going on?
Healing magic, just like my wife does.
How am I
It
doing?
feels different.
I haven't
How
done
are-
anything. My hands aren't next to you. I'm not can't.
How are you doing it? Aren't you you're the spelly boy? You know how spells work. I just do them. I don't
Haleth
really know
sort
how
of
it
gets
works.
up, dusts himself off, looks at this thing, and says, looks around, like looks at his surroundings, is like, this is some crazy shit.
This is the craziest shit you've seen.
Yeah, I don't remember
This.
being in here before.
The golem made the thing made of flesh is the craziest thing. Not the gibbering mouthers, or whatever. I think that's what Ferros said, or the one-eyed black skeleton thing, or Bob's magic-y. This is the creepiest thing you've seen.
Yeah, the craziest. Yeah.
This that doesn't seem right. But sure.
He stops talking to you and just like starts looking around the room.
It is kind of crazy. It was a lightning skull. I've never seen something like that before. I've seen flame skulls. I'm gonna look at the pylon again.
Okay.
Try to see what it is.
Make an investigation check. Now that you have
Oh,
some
you
time.
know, I'm just great at those.
Okay, with a 13, you see that the pylon is seemingly some kind of just conductor, right? It doesn't actually produce the electricity. It just has a way of producing the electrical effect, probably from this skull, which you notice is in pieces on the floor, and those like tiny little arcs of electricity are just like zapping through the remainder of its skull, and it seems to produce this effect throughout the whole room.
Does it look damaged by the shatter?
A little bit. It looks like there was like a little bit of a dent in the side. That's pretty much it.
Is it like they're like rungs or something that are connecting it? Like, could I literally just pull off a piece of it?
You see that it's riveted to the floor.
Right. Could I pull it off?
You could certainly try. Make a strength check, athletics.
Okay. Can I make an athletics check?
That's what I just said.
Okay.
With an 18, you yank on it, and you're like, and like the metal part like bends a little bit, like maybe an inch to an inch and a half or something like that, but it doesn't just like pop out of the floor.
Right. I mean, it's riveted, so it makes sense. All right.
I'm
How-
gonna try to show this boy up because it's Qrevialur. He's still pretty mad about the last time this boy showed him up.
What are you trying to do?
He's gonna try to do the same thing. He's gonna try to pull it out. now.
Athletics check.
Probably fail, but he just wants. To
If you
show
guys are
off.
doing it at the same time, Qrevialur, you can do it with advantage because you're watching
no,
Ferros.
he's doing it right after
Super. So just do it straight up.
because he's trying to show him up.
Of course.
Oh.
13. You grab the side, the other
Fine.
side. You're like, watch this. Your muscles flex, fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator style. You're like, Bennett, you son of a bitch, and you fucking, that thing with the hands and the you know what I'm talking about. And like he just like nothing happens. Like the side that you pull on just sort of goes,
So wait, who's the more muscly one, the small man or the big guy?
I guess Ferros just like he didn't skip leg
Ferros
day,
technically is.
like the way that Qrevialur just skips leg day, and that's the reason
I have a
why.
higher
No,
modifier.
it's not simple like that. He skips how to use muscles day. He just has
Mhm.
muscles. He doesn't know how to use them.
He doesn't know how to use them.
He doesn't know his own strength.
It's like that scene.
Well-
It's like that scene in The Princess Bride. He's like, "I will live with exercise." You know, like
You said
I've
there
never.
were, you said there were tiny sparks in the pieces of the skull. I want
Yes.
to look at that and see if those are like fading away, if they're getting like there's more of them or something.
make an Arcana check.
God fucking damn.
Yeah, you're not sure. It's just like there's these little tiny little residual sparks in the skull that's remaining on the floor.
I'm gonna grab the great axe. I'm just gonna try to break them apart and see if they stay.
Okay.
Like break apart the pieces of the skull.
I mean, you move the pieces of skull all over the place. There are still skull like sparks on the skull itself. It doesn't like T2, like T1000 come back together like, you know, polymetal alloy kind of shit. But yeah, they stay apart from each other.
All right, bad idea number one. I'm gonna grab one with the piece with the tiny spark on it. I'm gonna literally just put it right against the pylon for 1 second. And take it
Okay.
off.
You take the piece of the skull, put it against the pylon. You see like a tiny little bluish bolt of electricity that zaps to the skull. That's it.
Put it back down on the ground. Fuck it.
Haleth, over where you guys are trying to pull this thing apart, has found over here some kind of metal container. He opens it and he says, "Yeah, here we go." And he pulls out from the metal container 2 vials of a sort of light blue fluid.
What fluid? Great. I wasn't getting thirsty, but great.
That's
It doesn't look like water. It is like
Go ahead.
neon blue.
It's
Do I have
Qrevialur.
any idea what
It's
this is
Qrevialur.
gonna be?
You guys can both make Arcana checks if you want.
Qrevialur thinks it's some
Are
sort
you
of alcohol.
kidding?
Yeah, you've never seen anything like this before, you guys.
Where
Qrevialur
would-
thinks it's alcohol.
Where would I find information about this?
Don't make me say it. Okay, now
Go for it.
you may be able to find information about what this is in a place clearly that sells potions. Wherever that may be, you may be as close as Waterdeep.
I would have fucking guessed. Okay.
Better
Alright.
than the other answer he would have given you.
Yeah.
Or a wizard, maybe somebody who has more arcane knowledge about potions than you.
Ooh. Ooh.
Shots fired.
Dang it. He didn't take that class.
he skipped potion day. Somewhere Severus Snape is like, "God damn it, Ferros."
I
was gonna
assume
look around-
Severus Snape is like a snake creature.
I'm looking around the room for anything more interesting besides this pylon and that.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm just great at those. Well, that's the highest roll I've gotten somehow.
16. Okay, you look around the room. There was that container that Halfgark found those 2 potions in. You walk over where Nerthiost is, and there is let's see. Give me 1 second here. Oh yeah. So inside one of these other containers is another set of 2. Actually, how many potions do you get? You get 1d4 plus 1. Actually, so let me roll that. I will roll it for you because let's see now how many you get. 1d4 plus 1. Oops, that was plus 2.
Schrodinger's potion. There's 1d4 plus 1 until
Whoa.
you open it.
You got 5. You get 5 potions of healing. You know what they are because you've seen them before.
Oh, neat.
They all have that sort of reddish fluid inside them.
Was there anything else in that chest of Halfgark open or that thing?
Nope,
Halfgark
just
opened?
those 2 light blue potions.
But what about this grate?
So that's a
Kinda-
great, obviously.
Is it a great?
It's a great. It's super great. It's great.
Did our
um,
great grandfather
Grading.
make
This conversation is grading.
Yes.
Okay?
Beyond that, there's just a door.
There's a door behind the grate.
Correct.
Is it a great door?
Oh my god, just open the fucking door.
It's gonna open the fucking
How
door.
dare you? Okay, you die. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Rocks fall out.
Yeah. You have to get closer to the door to open it. You gotta walk over to the door.
Is that close? Is that close?
There you go.
Is
There
that
you go.
close enough?
Okay, you
Is
open the
that
door.
close
The door is unlocked. And when you open the door, it showcases a room. And in that room, there are, here we go, barrels, 12 sealed wooden barrels covered in dust, resting against the walls.
Wooden
Some of them you
barrels?
see have their tops open.
What do they have in them?
Inside the barrels that you can see, you see large chunks of some kind of copper material, very similar to the copper material that you pulled from the overturned mine cart from before. Some of them are closed.
Can Qrevialur go all Donkey Kong on these?
If you want,
Or
sure.
throwing them at each other? Okay, well, Qrevialur will start throwing them at each other. He needs
Okay.
to blow up a little bit of steam.
So you take the barrel and you throw one barrel at another.
At another barrel. Yep.
Okay.
Barrel seven.
Which barrel do you choose to open and or throw?
Well, are either the two that are near him closed?
They are all. Hold on for 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It only shows 6 barrels. I don't know why, but there are 12.
I see a lot more than 6 barrels here.
You do? Maybe I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Count the
I
barrels
like-
for me.
Alright, I got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Cool. Okay, so the map maker was right, and I am miscounting. So there we go. Ping the barrel that you want to throw.
Any of them are closed, or any of them closed?
Yeah, the one right below you is closed.
Alright, well then he's gonna take that one and throw it at another one.
Make a
that was
strength
closed.
check. Pick it up.
Strength check? Alright.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't work. I'm
Okay.
gonna be...
So you pick up the barrel and you're like, "Argh!" You pick it up, and as you pick it up, you hear two things. One, you hear a whole bunch of like slimy goop sounds as you pick it up, and as you do so, the top of the barrel pops off, and a slimy, sort of flesh. Ridden arm with enormous claws pops out of the barrel and tries to get out of the barrel just as you throw it. And you throw it across the room, and it shatters into a billion pieces. And as it does so, you see what resides inside this barrel. It is a creature with pale skin, slimy, almost sort of mucus-covered skin, a mouthful of razor-sharp fangs, red eyes, almost no hair whatsoever, limbs sinewy, and its eyes full of hatred and malice. And as it smashes against the wall, you see coming out of the other barrels that you have not yet opened, the tops pop off, and 5 more of these creatures all jump out of the barrels and attack. So let's go ahead and let me give you these creatures. I'll show you what they look like, and then we'll get started here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boop. And you threw this guy against the wall, so he's like over here somewhere. And he took some damage from the throw. I'll make you
Awesome.
I'll give you roll a d10.
Holy shit.
8.
Okay, cool beans. So yeah, you throw it against the wall, and he's a little bit hurt from that throw. Was not happy with that. So with that said.
Fought me. He deserved it.
That's true. Haleth actually followed you in as well. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll start this particular round. And then I think we'll switch to the other group after this, depending if you survive.
I swear to God, Ferros, you better get above a 10.
No, I
God
got a 10.
damn it.
I got a 10.
1, 2, 3. Damn it, Ferros!
Okay, so the initiative got a little jumbled.
It did? How did it get jumbled?
Okay, well, basically, I tried to roll for Nirthios, and it rolled for... Okay, so Qrevialur has 18,
Yeah, 18.
and Nirthios has 20.
Okay, so I'm going to give you
So that's
18,
what they-
and then
I got-
Nerthios does 20. You got it? Okay, super.
I got
Excellent. You got it.
Yeah. And
Boom.
look, they're packed together in the turn initiative.
God damn it.
It was only a matter
I
of time.
just can't fucking win. All right, here we go. Let's give you a little bit more hectic fight music for this. Evil battle.
There's no grades in here.
True. All right. Zoom in so that you guys can see the ghouls. Yes, they are,
There are
in fact, ghouls.
5? I see 5. Alright, well...
There are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's because I didn't open up the number 6. I was just kidding. There are 6.
Okay.
Let me, while you guys are, while Nerthios is doing his thing, I will show you guys the handout for ghouls, because their art is dope and awesome and crazy. Ghouls.
So I usually go from top left to bottom right is how I do the numbering. So, is that 6? Yeah, that's 6.
Look at that. He's eating an arm.
Looks delicious.
Truly unfortunate.
So this one then will get a...
For those of you who are
Confusion
not,
ray.
just real quick, for those of you who are not fighting, you can take a look in your handouts and you'll see the which one are you confusioning?
This one, like in the center.
All right, very good.
What the roll did.
What was it?
Or
Constitution?
wait, no, actually, it was a number 1. So
Wisdom saving throw. Here we go.
Yeah, let's... Whatever. This one.
Okay.
Not gonna...
You got a 12.
Yeah, 12. Well, you know what? It can't take reactions till the end of its next turn. It can't move and
Yeah.
has to use its action to make a range or melee attack.
All right, very good. Moving on.
And-
Anything else, Northiost?
Nope, that's all you can do.
Qrevialur.
Qrevialur's gotta do something. Let's see. I wish these two were closer, but they aren't. Guess he'll just go up against this one. And he's gonna... This time he's gonna actually use his lightning sword instead of using his pretend lightning sword.
Okay, okay.
His training.
Okay, let's do it.
Boom, boom.
Hit.
Ah. Alright, so that is... Let's see. 13 and 13, so 26.
Okay, very good.
And then his offhands, 14 hit.
14 will hit.
Alright, and that's 11 more. So
Okay, zap,
37.
zap, zap. Boom, boom, boom. You've knocked this down already. And he's looking pretty shit.
That's kind of the point of hitting him with the sword.
Okay, anything else, Qrevialur?
Nope, that's the end of Qrevialur's turn.
Okay, here we go. Now these creatures go. They all converge on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. One, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you go. So they all sort of like push you up against the wall, and these enormous, like inch to 2 inch long claws come out, and they all just try to tear into you. So these ghouls will all try to claw you.
2 would get advantage?
2 would have advantage. That's correct. So I'll do the 2 with advantage first. 1, 2. 19 is the advantage,
Hits.
and the second 21.
That hits.
Okay, so the first one does 7 slashing. The second one does 7 slashing. So you take 14 slashing from the 2 with advantage. And then you're going to make Constitution saving throws for both of these attacks. And you make them both. Okay.
Boom.
And now the next 3, these without advantage will claw you. 1, 2, 3. All right. 18,
18 hits.
16,
Hits.
and 15.
Hits.
Holy shit. All right, so 7 on the first, 7 on the second, and 5 on the third.
Alright.
Make 3 more Constitution saving throws. Okay. You made them all,
Really? Wow. Alright.
because the DC is 10.
Oh, wow.
You are such a lucky duck.
I get
But
+7. I'm
That's
not
pretty
lucky.
good. This ghoul who got confused, though, he can't move, right?
Nope.
Okay, so he's not doing
And
anything.
I don't believe either of them or any of them within range.
Yeah, and he can't make a melee attack against his people because there's nobody in range. So he just loses his
He
turn.
doesn't have a fancy ranged ability like all these other creatures
Nope.
he's thrown at us. Alright.
Ghouls don't,
These are boring.
unfortunately, don't. Ghouls have no spit attack. Ghoul spit. Ferros is up now. You watch your
Bad
compatriot
movie.
getting torn to shreds here in the corner.
Truly unfortunate. I'll heal him for 2d6.
I guess that's still going on. I forgot.
I mean, there's a reason why I kept it.
Alright, now for the Great Axe. Here we go. The one right above me. 24
Alright.
to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
5.
5.
5. Well, that wasn't that good. We'll try for another one. 20 because he's flanking.
That'll hit.
8. Hey, that's more.
There you go.
I guess we'll go with the Divine Smite. You know, it's always in good.
How many more
judgment.
level 1 slots you got?
I have 2 more.
Excellent.
We got a long rest, so
Good
it's
to know.
both by the match.
True, true, true.
Regardless, is he undead?
Oh, yeah.
Well, alright, there you go. So 3d8 extra. So 5 plus 8 plus another 13 radiant damage.
Excellent. Okay. 3 big hits. Shing, shing, as the thing sings through the air and lights up, slashes into this ghoul's flesh. And it goes, ow! Especially with that divine hit. Anything else, Ferros?
Nope.
Cool beans. Haleth comes up. He comes over to this ghoul, hopping over the barrel, and slashes into the ghoul with... yeah. 2 hits, 1, 2. Where did that go from? Sorry, give me a second. That was the first one. And then the second one. So, yeah, both hit. 1, 2. 21 damage to this guy, and that kills him. Boom. He is dead ski. All right. That is Hal's turn. Nerthiost.
Right, well, this guy's no longer confused, by the way.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
So I just wanted
Boop.
So let's see. So there's still 5 left.
There are 5 ghouls left.
5 plus 1d4. So let's see. So it'd be the first. Same one. He's bullying that one. He doesn't like that one.
Hey,
So this
Looked
time
at him
he's
wrong.
going to do Fear Ray. Wisdom
Whoa.
saving throw.
so let me check something. Okay, cool. Wisdom saving throw.
I'm surprised they're not immune to fear.
Not immune to fear. 14.
Makes a save.
Yes, he does.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happens. Anything else Nerthiost wants to do?
Nope.
Okay. Qrevialur, you're up.
So I'm just going to flavor it this way. So he doesn't see Halthgard come up behind him, but he's got an evil grin on his face as he puts both of his hands together. You can see lightning streaking between them, and this ball forms between them. All of a sudden, he slams his hands together, makes a little shockwave. That's pretty fucking loud.
Cool.
Thunderclaps.
Okay. Each
They're
creature,
almost Constitution saving throws,
each creature.
including Haleth.
Oh shit. Okay,
He didn't know Haleth was gonna sneak up behind him. Like
that's
that.
cool. We're cool with that. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that include Ferros as well?
No, he's not within 5 feet.
Oh, so it's
Within
every creature
5
within
feet.
5 feet of you. So it's like a
Yep.
burst, like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I
why
gotcha.
The shockwave from.
I gotcha. Travels around corners, huh? Pretty neat. All right. So we're talking Constitution saving throw. Here's Haleth's. Haleth got a 22 on his con save.
He definitely saves.
He's cool.
He doesn't take any damage.
No damage. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 from the ghouls around you. The first one crit fails. Holy shit.
10 damage.
Second one got a 10. The third one crit fails.
10
And
damage.
the fourth one got a 9. All 4 of them
10
fail.
What?
10 damage across the board.
Boom, 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 boom. As
We
you
don't need DPS. We are the DPS.
Fair enough. So, whatever. The Constitution saving throw on the first one, it just blows to pieces. This one on the top of you. With 10, it just like turns into giblets. This one gets 10 damage. He's rocked back by this thunderclap. This one takes 10 damage. Come on, 10 damage. And then this one down here takes 10 damage.
Also, just in case,
Mm-hmm.
because this is very loud, it can be heard up to 100 feet away. Just in case you have some DM shenanigans.
100 feet?
100 feet.
Let me
I
see
assume
something.
you have some DM shenanigans.
Let
up
me see. I could have some shenanigans. That is up to you. Does it travel
not up to me,
through
it's you.
substances?
Well, it's a loud sound.
Let me see
I doubt it
something here.
travels through anything.
Let's
I
see.
mean, as much as sound regularly would.
That's pretty far.
Imagine hearing a thunder. You know, you're
Let me zoom out.
Thunder.
See if I have any shenanigans within 100 feet. Let's see. You are here. Good gracious.
I
Okay.
like how big your smile is.
Let me just see. I'm just rolling it around. Let's see how far away. Okay, nothing there. Anything over there? That's way too thick for it to be heard through. Okay. We're cool. Cool.
Wow, surprising.
Interesting. Anything else?
Nope, that's the end of Qrevialur's turn.
Awesome. All right. The ghouls will continue their assault on you. There are 3 left. So they will
Four.
continue.
Four
No? 3. Oh yeah, that's right. The fourth one, who's like there, who's the one who's been confused the whole time. So that no, that's fine.
Wait, what?
Huh? Okay, so yeah, that one will actually move in to replace his dead buddy. Here. Since he can't get advantage on the other side. It's not like he has the intelligence to know about it. Anyway, he just wants to come in and have fun. Alright, so I got 4 claw attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4 on you. Alright. Qrevialur. First one's a 7.
Miss.
Second one's a 19.
Hits.
Third one's a 15.
Hits.
Fourth one's a 19.
Hits.
Okay. So 3 hits. Damage is 7, 6, and 6. Slashing.
19. All right.
You haven't raged at all. I'm so surprised.
Very good
3
reason.
Constitution saving throws, please.
All right. Easy peasy.
Yes, yes, yes. You are not paralyzed.
Wrong guy. You picked the wrong guy.
We
to
picked the wrong target. Picked the
Please
wrong.
don't
Wrong
try.
house, fool.
Please don't jinx yourself, by the way.
He's just cocky as shit.
I'd
And
have
then
to
one
get
day he'll be
up to 9
paralyzed and
years
get
old.
crit. Honestly, this is
that
just
happened with the gibbering
the
mouth.
tip of the spear. Here we go. That is their turn. Ferros is up.
Spielberg.
Ferros, your turn.
You're muted, by the way, Ferros.
My mic is muted.
All right, now you're no longer muted. Go.
First things first, heal Qrevialur 2d6.
Awesome. So awesome.
5. Wow.
Hey,
That's
dude,
not that much.
a lot.
That's not that much.
That's one attack that you just brushed him off.
19 to hit this one above me.
Yes.
16 damage.
Excellent.
Greg's completely random. I love it. 23 to hit.
Yeah.
10 damage.
Jeez.
Okay,
It's a
so we're talking
D12.
26 so far.
Yep, that's the 2 slash. I slash it twice.
You're
Okay.
a force to be reckoned with, dude.
We're good with this.
Great axes are random.
No, they aren't.
Damage-wise, they are. Anything else?
Yeah, but
No, that's it.
Haleth comes in, attempts to kill steal yet again, because that's what he's good for.
always good forward.
All right, let's see. 1, 2. Hits on the first, misses on the second.
Ooh.
6 damage. Not that much.
I've never
Come on,
seen him
Haleth is
roll
losing his style.
It was weird to see him roll below 10,
I know, right?
and now he's rolling the lowest possible.
He rolled 1s on his 2d6s.
I think he needs his coffee.
I think you're right. Earthos up.
Alright? Nithio's 4 left, so he's just gonna roll 2d4. Right, so third one, so that would be this one. He's
'Kay.
going to do a wounding ray.
All right. Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
13.
Boom. 15.
Alright, well then he takes 5 instead of 10.
Cool. That's necrotic damage.
Yep, necrotic. That's what I thought too.
He's good. The wounding ray does a full effect on him. You see the skin on this creature's arm just blacken and full of pus. Nirthios is sickened and overjoyed at the same time. Qrevialur, you're up.
Alright. Well, you know what? Since it worked so well last time, just gonna do it again.
Okay.
Gotta clap. Oh, not as much damage this time though. What?
Constitution save for all 4 of them. And Haleth.
Include and health. Yep.
Dope. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the ghouls. And 1 for Haleth. They did better this time. 17. 20, as in natural 20.
Wow.
16.
They'll make it.
And
Wow.
10. 10 for the last one, so the fourth one didn't make it. Haleth got a 21. So only one of the 4 takes
damage.
the thunder damage.
Not as nice, but.
That's 5 thunder damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You are lucky because that's the one who is very low on hit points, and now he's even lower on hit points. Not dead.
My kill now.
Very, very close to dying. So that was your action.
Mm-hmm. That's all he can do.
Right. And now the ghouls just tear more into you because they see blood and they're just like sharks. So they're just going to continue on with their claw attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Overall, the claw attacks, just as a meta thing, the claw attacks do actually less than the bite, but the chance of them hitting you with paralyzation. It's the dope shit. That's what DMs look for. 18 on the first, 7 on the second,
Misses.
15 on the third,
Hits.
and 9 on the fourth. So 2 hits, total of 15 slashing damage. 2 Constitution saving throws, please.
Oh, the easy part.
Yep. Boom, boom. You're good, but the damage goes in. Ferros, you're up.
Oh, I guess, the great axe.
17 will hit. First attack, 16. You lop its head off.
I guess we'll continue the swipe. Just continue towards the other one. Never mind.
No,
I don't
that's
feel like continuing.
you couldn't. All right.
No, it's
You
not
miss with a 9. You overconfidently swing at the ghoul, and the ghoul just sidesteps out of the way.
fun. Alright then.
Stay where you are.
Move right here.
All right.
That's my turn.
Cool. Haleth, seeing that the ghoul is dead, moves into position, and
Oh, where'd he go?
where did he? He's like under the ghoul. It's like he's under the spider. There we go. He's
He's
under that
Elbauthin
ghoul.
here.
There he is. We just moved the ghouls out of the way so we can see Haleth. Hooray! And Haleth will slash twice at this ghoul. What would you do without Haleth? I don't know. 1,
Things anyway.
2. 25 and 18. Both of them are hit. Yes, that is correct, Sarah. Hiding under dead bodies is your move.
He's hiding above dead bodies.
Anyway, 2 hits. 1. Oops. 2. Let's see. So that's 10 and 8. 18 damage on this guy to the left. Ooh, to the left. 18 slashing damage. Doesn't kill him, but it's really pissed him off. Nerthios is up.
Going with the chance again. 3 plus 1 d4. So he's going to hit the second one.
Okay.
So
That's
the
this one?
middle
I'm assuming this one?
The one in the middle.
Yep.
With a what? One confusion ray.
All right. Is that a charm effect?
Nope.
Okay.
It's not any type of condition. It's just a.
Got it. Wisdom saving throw it is. Boom. 6.
All right. He's confused.
He's confused. I'll remember this. This is not good. He's right in the middle of these two fuckers. He'll be like, roll. Slash to the left. Anything else, Nerthios?
To the right. Take it back now, y'all. That's it.
Qrevialur, you're up.
All right. Qrevialur. Seeing that the one in front of him is not having a good day, he's gonna actually hit the one above.
Okay.
Or to his right.
Okay.
And he's getting a little tired clapping his hands. Not feeling the rhythm anymore. He's gonna slash and slash.
15 will hit, and 24 will hit.
Alright, so that is
Total?
14
and 10.
24.
Should be 23, right?
That's 24.
That's 24.
Oh, sorry, my bad. 24. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Cool. Okay, you don't kill him, but he's also very
Well,
badly
gonna try it now.
burned and singed and
Ooh,
slashed.
I don't think 9 will hit though. Will 9 hit?
A 9 will not hit, unfortunately.
Alright,
Truly unfortunate.
truly.
Okay, and there are 3 ghouls left. They will, one of them, this confused one, will attack a random creature around it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures around it within range. So I'll roll out D4. Top is 1, Qrevialur's 2, Haleth is 3, and the ghoul below it is 4. So here we go, D4. 3. So 1, 2, 3. So it hits Haleth. Oh shit. With a claw. Boom. Misses Haleth with a 14. Haleth has an AC of 13. No, he hits him. Shit. Okay, that's fine. Haleth has to make a Constitution save throw, so he does 9 damage to Haleth. Boop, boop. And then Haleth makes a con save. And he gets a 20, because Haleth's baller. All right, and the other 2 will attack you, Qrevialur.
Alright.
Boom, boom. First it's 22.
Hits.
Second's a 19.
Hits.
Total of 12 slashing damage. and make 2 con saves. Yes, yes. What is your plus to con?
I already told you.
7. Good
It says-
gracious.
it says-
Good
He also
gracious.
gets a +3 from me, technically.
That's true, he does. Is that factored in? No, that's not factored in.
Nope.
So
I
he
don't
would have to
factor in
get
theirs.
a nat 1. He'd have to get a
Don't
nat
give it-
1 to
yeah.
fail this.
You have to. Even though it'd still be above a 10, technically.
No, actually, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I'm saying even though.
Because saving
actually
throws are
matter
not
now.
automatic fails with a crit fail.
It's his
Oh,
lowest is
really?
an 11. Yeah, his lowest rolls an 11.
Yeah, so I'm not, as long as you're around Ferros, I'm just gonna negate these fucking con saves. Because
Even
it's
that-
just not necessary anymore. Because mathematically,
small
it's impossible for you to fail. But the damage still goes through. Ferros, you're up.
Well, first he'll heal Qrevialur.
Yep.
Wow.
Only 3 damage. So
That's
heal,
less
I
than
should
healing
say.
words sometimes. Great axe. Against the one in front. Well,
Yes.
16 to hit.
16 will hit.
10 slashing. And move over here.
10, it is dead with a slash of schwung.
Alright, we'll move up here then. Whatever. I
Okay,
don't like this one either.
Yep.
Great axe.
12. Well, a 12 hit?
22.
A 12 will hit
22.
just on the nose.
I'm flanking.
Oh, 22. Yes, that'll hit anyway.
10 slashing.
Awesome. Boom, boom. Slash, kill, slash, wound.
Alright.
Haleth is going to... He can't flank.
He could take my space for the turn.
Yeah, that's kind of like...
Or mine.
Nah, it's fine. He'll just hide under this ghoul again.
Alright.
He's a ghoul hider.
Well, I just like imagine he's wearing one as a hat.
No, he's
he's
definitely not wearing
standing
ghouls as hats. No, I will veto that. 100%. Instead, he will slash at this confused ghoul in the middle.
He's not confused anymore. It attacked already.
Nope. He's not confused.
Non-confused ghoul. Reroll. Reroll. Both will hit. 1, 2. 22 damage. Killing this ghoul in the middle. Bam! Got 1 left. Nerthiost.
Nerthios is... Can I abandon the dice this one time?
What do you want to do?
Well, because I usually do the 1d4 roll, and he rolled a confusion ray again.
So he has to do it.
Okay. Do a confusion ray. Wisdom save and
You
throw.
guys didn't want to do the same one 3 times
18.
in a row.
He fails. I mean, he succeeds on your
Wow.
confusion ray.
Okay, that's the end of his turn.
Krev,
Qrevialur is done with this.
I'm sure he is.
Oh.
He misses on the 8, but he hits with the 14.
Yep. And then he will do his offhand.
Wait. How much damage did you do with the 14?
That did 13.
He kills it. Boom.
Okay.
Dead. All of them are dead. You have killed all the ghouls.
I still have time left in my Aura of Vitality. You'll
Good
be around
gracious
shit.
almighty. I'm going to
Please.
put that on hold. That aura of
Where is
vitality
that
will
victory
hold.
fanfare coming from?
Oh, that's a great question.
Are we over 100 feet above them? I wasn't thinking here.
As you finish off the last ghoul, yeah, Ferros and Qrevialur, I'd like you to please do me a favor. As you're dripping with sweat after the 2 last confrontations, you feel this sort of weird nausea in your stomach. And it comes in waves. You just look at each other and your eyes dilate. And you're like, oh shit. Not again. Make wisdom saving throws.
Mine's a 16 because of Ferros.
Kraw got 25.
I roll it.
You got a 16.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like you're gonna throw up for a second, and the world spins. And then, like, it's like the room is shaking for a sec, but then you're able to take some deep breaths. And slowly but surely, this feeling subsides. And then the camera shifts to one level below, where the three of you are currently in Azrok's hold. And I will shift ping us there, right? Meow.
Currently having a tea party.
Yes, you are sort of getting accustomed to your new hobgoblinoid surroundings. Let me move you there, actually, because you are exactly where you were the last time. So let me see if I can move you. Where are you? Oh, there we are. Okay, so that
With
is...
the red painted door.
Yeah, that's not where you were, because you guys... I remember moving you to a different space the last time. So let me move you to this...
Were we?
Yeah, because I remember Lorcana brought you to the new quarters, or to her new... for you guys to stay and pack up your stuff. So let me see if I can remember where it is that you guys go. Registration center.
We're kind of up in the upper...
Ah, there we go. 21I. You get to be in 21I. Where's 21I? That's not 21I.
Somewhere up here in the corner.
No, it's actually... There it is. I found it. Okay, cool. So yeah, she brings you... Where are you? 1, 2, 3. So she brings you down through the hallways, past big hobgoblin dude, who you find out his name is Mike.
Mike?
His name is Big Mike.
Mike Tyson?
No, as in just Big Mike. And then you guys end up right here in your quarters. Boom.
Oh.
Sweet. Can
The
you
door
take
has
the
no
initiative window
lock.
down?
I will take the initiative window down right meow. As soon as I
This is
remove all
fancy.
turns.
I'm just
Boop.
even comfortable.
Boop. You look at the beds. They're sort of straw mats made of wood. They don't really look extremely pleasant or comfortable, to be honest.
How sturdy are they?
You can try them out if you want.
I jump on the bed.
It just completely, like a cloud of dust and sawdust just like envelops you for a second. Elbauthin, you have seen better. Definitely.
Oh, God.
What do they look like?
I mean,
Sometimes
they're fur. They're covered with dust and dirt and detritus. But, I mean, they're decent.
They never
Is there
bothered to...
You all right there, pal? I kind of like pat him on the back a little bit.
I'm fine. I think I got some dust in my throat.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Before Lorcana leaves, she says, I just want to let you know I'm very grateful in advance for the three of you helping out with what we talked about before. And if the ring, if it comes to be that the ring doesn't work out, we have some money set aside. So I can give you some money. That's pretty much all we have.
Just kind of look at her and I say, the ring will suffice.
She looks at the three of you and she says, if you all three agree, then fine.
What's going on?
Oh, that's right. Lorcana sort of looks at Elbauthin and Talron and says, I don't know if you want to tell them. She looks over at Zeke.
I look at her and say, may I?
She checks the door real quickly, looks outside, makes sure there are no goblins present, looks under the beds, and says, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I think I kind of got the gist of it. Kind of.
Okay, well, for whatever you didn't hear, Lorcana has asked for our assistance in recovering a dagger that was stolen from her husband. That is very important to him in, shall we say, maintaining control over the hobgoblins here. And I have agreed to help her recover it in exchange for the ring that her husband wears on a severed finger around his neck.
Oh, interesting. Question,
Sounds fair.
Sorry, were you going to say something, Taro?
Nah, go ahead.
So we don't have to kill the drow anymore?
Lurkana looks over at you and says, "Oh no, you very much do."
I mean,
Azrock,
Okay, so what should we
Azrock
do
definitely
first?
wants you. It's essential for us if we're going to stay here in Stromguldur for these drow to be exercised. Terissa won't stop.
yeah, like if we are to try to find this ring, what would be the first course of action to?
No, wait.
Try
Are we doing the ring first, or are we doing?
I honestly was going to discuss that with all of you. It seems as though coming across the dagger may just happen over the course of what we're doing here. The drow are what will get us to Skullport.
And where's the hobgoblin warrior that we were bartering for?
So,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Lurkana says, as my husband has unfortunately decreed, we cannot afford to donate any assistance to you in your travails.
a few minutes ago in the other room, you agreed to give us one.
One is all I can possibly finagle.
We accept one.
One is probably all we need, anyways. Too big of a crowd could draw a distraction. Well, could draw attention to us.
It's a fair point. Elbauthin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, one's fine. I just want to see what we want to do first. We want to do this dagger bit. You want to give us the details on that?
Well,
out of character. I'm going to step away for 1 second. But go ahead. What were you saying?
I was going to say that Lurkana suggested there was somebody that we could talk to here who may have information about where the dagger is. My thought was that we talk to this individual and see what they have to say and then figure out what makes more sense, to go after the drow first or to go after the dagger first.
And
It
this
may happen that the two
individual
go
is,
hand in hand. This individual is
who-
an ambassador from Skullport who is a mind flayer.
A mind flare?
Mm,
Yeah. But he's here in the town as an ambassador.
It's important,
So we
Lurkana says,
should be able to talk to
it's
him.
important that you not do what you did with the drow with this individual. We are on
Well, you said he's
shaky. Yes, but I don't know how you feel about mind flayers. They're usually word adventurers like yourselves, and you seem to be pretty capable.
Would
Maybe you have thoughts that you'll just go in and, offer violence as the solution. That's not what we intend.
Can't get answers from someone who's dead.
Would my character happen to know much about, like, mind flares?
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like, Talron.
I'm going to do the same, considering.
19.
So,
holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, how you know?
Okay.
Maybe I'd really like to know how it is that Zeke knows more about mind flayers than Talron does. But I would say that on the off chance that maybe, just maybe, Zeke, in one of your criminal dealings, right? Especially with your criminal dealings against in competition with the Xanathar Guild, right? The Xanathar, as you know it, is a creature. Not a lot of people like to talk about the Xanathar, but it employs denizens from the Underdark. One of them being a very powerful mind flayer. You don't know its name, but you know that it is a worthy enough adversary that its very presence is feared. You don't know if this is the mind flayer of which you have heard so much, but the name Ulquist doesn't seem to ring a bell. Beyond that, mind flayers are awful, aberrant creatures from the Underdark who want nothing more than to enslave every humanoid species and turn them all into mind flayers.
Just
I mean, I'm half demon. I could have learned these things as like bedtime stories as a child.
But just the one thing that kind of sticks out is how can the Mind Flayer be social as an ambassador title?
Lorcana looks
I
at you
mean-
and she says, "It is who we received as the ambassador."
All right.
Well, I relay to Talron and Elbauthin what I know about the Xanathar Guild employing at least one Mind Flayer. And the Xanathar Guild does kind of run Skullport, so kind of makes sense in a weird sort of way.
On that
Xanath-
note, is there a
Xanath.
shop where I could buy some clothing?
Lorcana says, "Oh, yes, of course. Where are my manners? I didn't even give you a tour of the town, of which, to speak of, really."
I quickly look over at Elbauthin. How does his attire look?
The same as it's been, the same last 4 days. Green,
Dusty and all
yellow,
that?
the hat.
City Watch. He looks like a cop.
Yeah, rank,
I'm good.
insignia.
Yeah, he's got everything.
uniform.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation and start wiping the dust off his entire
It's pristine after less than 10 seconds. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous gold, gorgeous yellow.
Thank you,
Ketchup.
Talron. And as soon as I buy the uniform, I will fold it up.
Lorcana looks at you sort of up and down and says, "Yeah, I guess we could probably have something in your size. Might be a little baggy."
We just want him to stand out a little bit less.
I understand your point.
Okay.
I will miss that hat.
Let me see where the
mean,
nearest
it's a
shop is.
I mean, you sure you can't just dye the hat? I mean, it's like a one of a kind, just
Yeah,
I
he
don't
wants
know
it when
that
he gets
Victor's
back.
actually wearing a hat. I think that's just the
No, it was described in detail when you walked into the yawning portal.
She says, "All you need is a new set of clothing."
Well, yeah, just a set of clothing. I've got my backpack, so I can put my uniform in my backpack as well as my hat.
I mean, if you don't mind not smelling like an elf, we can give you some hobgoblin accoutrement.
Talron can make him smell better.
yeah, lavender.
All right. I mean, there's no shop where I can just buy clothing.
There is a shop, but I wouldn't recommend you go there. It's frequented by someone who I'm not particularly fond of. We don't get along. It's an old hobgoblin named Kinrob. He and I are not on the best of terms.
Would he have anything more suitable to my friend, or is it the same as what you could give us?
It wouldn't be hobgoblin gear. He does sell many things that you, on the surface, would consider adventuring gear.
Well, you don't have to come with us if you just sort of point us, or have Mike up front show us the way.
Well,
You don't have to interact with him if you
Mike
don't want to.
stays on guard in front of Ezra.
Oh,
He
okay.
doesn't leave.
Is there someone else who could show us the way?
I can simply point
Oh.
you to where it is. It's not too far from here.
Elbauthin now smells like roses.
That's great. All right, let's go. Can we
All right.
fast travel there?
Sure.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Fast
we're gonna
travel.
go get-
Yes. Dragon Age. Fast travel.
We're gonna go get our friends.
Are we running over there?
I will point you to where it is. Unless you guys want to
Alright.
do anything on the way there, let me just find out where it is. Where is 21A? I think it's pretty close by. Let's see. I'm looking around the giant hobgoblin town for 21A. It's not there. Apologies for you in chat who are watching me do this,
Mhm.
because you're just watching me scroll through the entire city. QPOLIN. There it is. What? No, that's 21A. I gotta find 21A. It's gotta be down here. There it is. 21B. 21C. Where the fuck? There it is. Holy shit, it's way down south. You're making your way
Diagonal.
downtown, folks. Making your way downtown. Moving
No.
fast.
No.
I found his weak spot, folks. I found his weak spot.
Ugh.
90s pop tunes. All right.
Oh. dear.
So yeah, I mean, you guys can pass through the city if you want to go straight there. She can tell you where it is. It's actually past where the ambassador's is. The ambassador's hovel is actually quite close by. It depends on if you want to go there or if you want to go to Kinrob's.
I would suggest that I change before we decide to talk to the ambassador. So let's just
Okay.
head there.
Then let's do that.
All right.
Bye, Steph.
It is the middle of the day. You guys have already taken a long rest, so you guys can go through the town. So you find
Alright.
yourself walking through the town. You find that several hobgoblins sort of give you the stink eye as you walk out of the shop, but you're not impeded. You don't have any kind of feeling of danger as you're walking through the hobgoblin town.
Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
You know about them. Why not just face paint so you don't stick out as much?
I just look at him and I shake my head.
Just saying.
I mean,
Never mind.
we would all have to face paint to not stick out.
Yeah, we all pretty much stick out, but we're not goblins or hobgoblins.
The only
I mean,
difference is I'm watchman. And
Yeah.
You guys are not. So I just have to change my clothes.
Well, it's not every day you see a lizard on the ground.
Yes, but you're not a lizard wearing the City Watch uniform of Waterdeep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that obvious?
What, is his uniform obvious, or is it obvious that you're not a cop? I mean, the answer is both, but
50.
but yes, hun, it's obvious.
Okay.
It's all right. We're gonna buy him some nice nondescript gear.
As you three walk into a relatively deserted part of Hobgoblin Town, of the Hold of Azrock, you near what Lurkana, who has wished you farewell, informed you is where Kinrob's shop is. It's in the southernmost part of the town before you end up reconnecting with the Hobgoblin patrols again. But it's in an essentially a mostly collapsed sort of alleyway with these sort of collapsed dwarven buildings on either side of you. Let me just shift ping you in case you guys lost where it is. So as you work your way through the there we go. A little bit of mood ambiance. Goblin Cave. It is not David Bowie. This is a different set of goblins.
Okay.
Sorry, that's the Goblin Bazaar on level 2. On one up.
Okay.
But it does not remind you of the babe. So this particular sort of alleyway, which brings you south, you see at the end of it, if you keep going south, all the way through the streets, and I'll just sort of fast forward you there. You sort of squeeze your way through what seem to be sort of goblin-shaped and goblin-sized passageways to finally the end of this alleyway where you see a door, a canted door with a bugbear marionette hanging next to it. And gouged into the door frame is a word in Goblin. Elbauthin, you recognize it because you speak Goblin. The word in Goblin is Krek, K-R-E-K. And it means in Goblin, it means this for that, or trade.
This for that?
Okay, so yeah, it's a trading sign that means this for that.
Then we
In
must have
Goblin,
found the
it's,
shop.
Clack.
Sounds like you got something in your throat there, pal. All right, well, let's go in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You open the
Why not?
door. You guys some music for this because it's kind of a little bit interesting. You open the door. It sort of creaks open. And inside, you see a small shop. It is surrounded by... It's funny that you mention Labyrinth, because it reminds me of the scene where Jennifer Connelly is like back in her room, but that woman with the crazy shit all over her back, like it's got like all of her garbage everywhere, like festooned on the walls, hanging from the ceiling in giant piles. There's just an enormous amount of random stuff. Things from suits of armor that are half smashed in, helmets that have enormous dents in them. Some of them are sort of relatively normal-looking steel, but maybe a couple of spots of rust on them. Swords, placards, etc., etc. Like just a random assortment of stuff. And sort of coming out from behind one of these enormous piles is an old, stooped-over, red-skinned hobgoblin with sort of white, long hair coming on over its head. And it sort of looks at you with yellow eyes and goes, yes, visitors? Come in and shut the door.
All right.
Okay. But as I
go in.
come in and I look at the gear, what's the likely chance some of this stuff looks drow?
That's a good question. Make a investigation check.
Oh, shit.
You look at
wow.
it, and you do notice that some of the pieces of armor have sort of spider motifs on them. Some of them, not a whole lot.
Ah. Nice collection you got here.
You're standing outside the door. He says, "You're letting in the bad air."
Oh.
Come on in, pal. There we go.
Shut the door. It's a very small space, considering all the shit that's just collected everywhere.
I just start idly sort of glancing around the pile, seeing if anything catches my eyes, being interesting.
Make an investigation check. Everything kind of looks the same. Elbauthin, did you make your standard stealth investigation perception diddly-doos?
No, I didn't, but I can.
Please do. Your eyes are everywhere.
You have special eyes.
It's your special elven eyes.
They're so special.
I'm assuming you're not stealthy, but let's go for investigation and
17 and
perception.
16.
Where did your friend go? No. With investigation 17, something you notice, Elbauthin, is on one of his piles, Kinrob has a sackcloth doll with sort of button eyes and a gold cloth tiara around its head with tiny little gemstones sewn into the tiara.
I look over at Zeke and I'm like, "Oh, check out that doll."
I pick it up and I'm like, oh,
He said, as soon as you pick it up, Kinrob said, hands to yourself, lady.
set it down gently and I say, this is cute. Who is it?
I don't know. Some kid came in here, wanted it, gone. I gave him money for it. What are you here for?
Oh, that would be clothing.
Oh yeah, plenty of clothing. Got it all.
Preferably a black set of pants that I can tuck into these boots, and maybe a shirt.
I mean, I've got everything that you need. He starts like rooting through the piles, like throwing things everywhere. Like, no, it's not. He throws it over there. Finds one. It's got like a giant hole through it with like blood stains. So he's like, nah, this won't do. Throws it over on the other side.
I gotta fix that.
I gotta find a better way of organizing all this shit. Oh, 1 second. He like dives into the pile, Scrooge McDuck style, and just like all of a sudden you just see like stuff just throwing everywhere, and it comes out of the pile, and he holds up a sort of slightly tan canvas sort of I don't know. It's not really a shirt. It's sort of more of a tunic. He's like, this might do.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, sorry.
And I guess I can keep the pants, no? Guys?
What color are they?
I think they're green.
Green?
I think if you get like all of the insignia and everything covered up, you'll be relatively
mean,
conspicuous.
there
And
is-
like
Insignia
the hat.
comes off.
Yeah.
Cool.
There is
Yeah.
some drow insignia amongst this stuff as well. The spider thing. If you wanna use that
Kinrob
as
looks
a-
at you, Talron, and says, "Why do you want to drow stuff?" And he looks at you really suspiciously.
Well, I'm just saying we got an elf with us. He could be disguised.
What are you talking about?
I can't
We need
disguise
to go-
myself as a drow.
He can't. It's true. But what my friend is
Um,
saying is that we need to go infiltrate a drow camp, and he was looking for something that might help.
Whoa! Okay. Ooh, special people here. Okay. Infiltrate drow camps. Smart. Real smart. Okay.
We never claimed to be smart, but we do have money. So you got
All
shirt
right,
for my
so
friend
now
here.
all I need is a pair of pants and a coat.
You just need a pair of pants.
All right, so you want the tunic or not? He holds up the tunic in front of you.
Yeah, well, the tunic is great. I take it.
Okay. You're going to give me in return.
Money.
Oh, great. That'll be 1 gold.
That's easy. But I need a pair of pants as well.
Oh, okay. You want another? I mean, I'll have to go looking for some pants. You want the pants to match the shirt? Because I don't have a lot of things that match.
No, black pants are fine.
All right. He looks you up and down. He's like, that won't fit. No. That's kind of like shorts, not really pants. But
Comparing Elbauthin's size to the stuff that this guy has, I mean, how big of a... how tough does it look like it's going to be able to find Elbauthin's size?
I mean, you're looking around. He has piles and piles of shit everywhere. So who knows?
Where do you...
Just let him drive through and get the black pants. I just want black pants and a coat or
Where
cloak,
do you-
and I'm out.
Where do you get all this stuff anyways?
He says, he looks at you and he comes real close to your face, Talron. He goes, "What do you want to know?"
Curious.
Looks over at you, Zeke. Looks over
He's
at you,
really
Elbauthin.
curious.
All right.
Hey,
Anyway,
I'm from...
he takes your 1 gold, Elbauthin. He gives you the shirt. And then he goes back, dives in, goes looking for more clothes.
You guys
Well,
want
he's
to
un-
do something with the shirt?
Well,
They can
he's-
mend it.
I can definitely mend it
clean.
for you if we need to. He can clean it. I can mend it. We're good.
Hey, I can only
All right.
I can only make things smell and look cleaner.
I will pay you guys to mend it and smell it.
You
and make it.
absolutely don't have to pay me to mend it. While the guy's rooting around in the pile, I'm like, hey man, you got anything in pink?
He
Not
looks
for
at
him.
you. He looks at you and says, "Pink? I mean, I could probably wash some blood out of something that would make it less red."
Pass. How much for the doll?
He looks at you for a second. He says, "I don't know. Seems to be worth a lot. See
Well, I
these
think they
those
wanna
little
get rid of
things in it? Those little jimmies. Those are worth a lot."
Based on my gemstone book, do
Yep.
I actually know?
So you can have advantage on this and make an intelligence check.
Oh, I'm gonna need advantage on that. Did that go through? I didn't hear the chime.
I do not see any
Ah,
bleeps or
It
bloops.
didn't go through me. Do, do, do.
You have no
Well, I did
idea.
that as a- I have no fucking clue.
You're like, I need to spend more time with this book.
You need to spend more time with the book.
He comes out of the pile and he has a pair of pants that seem to be pretty appropriate. It's got like, it's not like, they're not pleather. They're made out of a sort of a leather material that seem to be appropriate. Now, maybe they're a little bit baggy on you, Elbauthin, but they're your size.
Yeah, she'll mend them so that they're my size.
I
He
can do
says,
that.
and of course, he holds them out and says, "All right, you gonna do the money thing, or you want to give me some in return?"
Yeah, money.
Okay, 1 gold.
Okay,
Hands off the gold.
that's 2 gold.
Hands off. 2 gold
That's 2
gone.
gold so far.
Yes,
Now
indeed.
all we need is a cloak. Cloak.
Can my prestidigitation get rid of stains?
Yeah, absolutely. Prestidigitation against red stains.
try to like make Elbauthin look, you know.
Wait till we're gone, or he's gonna charge him more money.
Okay.
He dives in after a sigh, says, "Cloak, Arena, cloak." Shit. And then, Talron, you hear behind you, you hear a knock on the door. The hobgoblin sort of looks up. He's like, I'm busy with customers. Come back later. And you hear a voice on the other side of the door. And in a sort of gruff voice, it says, "Delivery." Kinrob sort of looks around at the three of you and says, excuse me for 1 second. He steps out of the pile, walks over to the door.
Gotta step out of his way.
And, ooh, there's some bad noise coming through there. Scritchy scratch. He opens the door, and in front of the door, let me see if I can grab one of these guys. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. I will grab one of these tokens when I find one. Here we go. Copy. And move back down to where you guys are. And paste. Boop. Okay. Yeah, in front of the door, when he opens it, is a bugbear. And the bugbear has in its hands a basket about, I don't know, yay size. And you hear like slight sort of mewling sounds coming out of it. The bugbear just stands there impassively and says, "Delivery." Kinrob walks over to it, takes the basket in his hands and says, "Thanks. You can go now." The door shuts. And Kinrob takes the basket and takes the basket and sort of looks at it, goes, shit. Excuse me. And he just walks over to the side of his little area here and puts the basket on one of the shelves. Walks over to the pile and continues to look for the cloak.
I look over at the basket.
Same.
Inside the basket, hidden in a rough woolen cloak, is a small goblin baby. Long green ears, sort of tiny little teeth sharpened to a point, large yellow eyes. Sort of just looking around, making little weird sort of, not really crying, just sort of like making weird sort of odd sounds. Like,
I look over at Zeke having like this this confused but like uncomfortable look.
I'm giving the same look back to him, kind of shrugging my shoulders like,
yeah.
I kind of take a step closer to the goblin baby and like, maybe like rock the basket a little bit to see if it'll be quiet.
as you reach out towards the basket, Kinrob swiftly turns around and he says, "Don't touch my stuff. I told you this before."
Your stuff. It's a baby.
It's my stuff.
So you sell kids and clothes?
I didn't
That's
sell
a
anything.
really
That's
broad
mine. It's a
market.
delivery for me. It's mine. Thank you.
Well,
Let's not argue with him. Let's just not touch his stuff. Just saying.
right.
I found
Get out of
something.
here.
And he like lifts up and it's like a sort of a ratty, torn cloak. It looks
We'll fix it.
serviceable.
Give it. How much?
Well, same as the others. 1 gold for you.
Okay, so 3 gold. We're
Yeah.
out of here.
1,
so
2,
nice
3.
to meet you.
It
And
was
your
a
goblin
pleasure to
baby.
meet you.
As we're
take it that's
walking to, as we're walking towards the door, I kind of look over and I was like, "But seriously, man, how much for the doll?"
Make a persuasion check.
squad.
He says, "Listen, if you didn't touch my stuff, we wouldn't be even trying to communicate some kind of terms on this thing. It's mine. I ain't gonna sell it. Have a lovely day."
Okay.
Okay. See you guys later. With that, I'm gonna hand the stuff over to Talron and Zeke and go. We'll mend this and make it smell like lavender outside.
That's fine by me.
I can't get out.
You want to open the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Door's open. I can't get out. All right, I will fast. I will fast travel you guys back if you guys want. Tell me your destination, and I'll move you there.
Once the door is closed, hold on, close the door behind us.
Yes, I'll shut the door.
Men stuff. I'm
And
gonna change,
staring-
and then we're gonna go to the ambassador, right? Is that the plan?
Yes. But just
So,
very
yeah.
purposefully, I stare at the door and I reach out and I just poke the hobgoblin marionette and then I walk away.
It's a bugbear marionette, but yeah,
But whatever. I poke the marionette and then I start moving away.
it just sort of like dangles there.
It's like I look at those and I'm like, I do not like that guy. And I don't say that ever. But I don't like that guy.
I don't like anything here.
Well,
All right, just
goblins
give
or
me the
goblins and
cloak.
drow.
Give me the
I
cloak.
mean, I'm
I-
supposed.
While this conversation is happening, I am just casting mending on the rips and tears in the cloak and making it presentable.
It looks
And
great.
I'm just making sure that Elbauthin actually smells really, really nice.
He smells like
lavender,
fine wine and perfume
Yes.
and French
Yeah.
I
cuisine.
take off. I take off my my shoes and my leather armor pants, and then my pants, and then I put on the black pants. Put on my leather armor.
Put
pants,
on your
and
black pants and dance
put on
with
my
me.
shoes.
The dance.
So, for all intents and purposes, from a
Body,
mechanical
take off my
perspective,
tunic.
it's a slow.
On my
If you do it to like the most amazing music too. No, the
Fold everything up neatly and put it in the bag.
from a mechanical perspective, your AC does not change. Right, you're still in the same
It's
position. Before.
cause
No, I know.
it's cosmetic.
Yeah, it's just
I just
cosmetic.
don't look like a watchman anymore. That's great.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
I
let's go
mean-
see the ambassador.
Okay.
Yeah?
you,
Sorry.
you
Talron.
look like someone that's not gonna make Qrevialur pissed off.
Oh, everything makes Qrevialur pissed off.
I'm not worried about pissing off that guy.
Yeah.
Off we go to the ambassador.
So
I
I'm
move
not
you while
gonna
you talk.
lie. I've never met a mind flayer. Where
Oh,
they
I've
use
never
them at?
met one. I just
But, like-
know about them.
Same, but like a social mind flayer.
I mean, I don't know. They're creatures. I don't know. I have no idea why a mind flayer is acting as an
Like,
ambassador.
I-
but I have a feeling we're gonna find out.
Like as far as I'm aware, they're always like, "Rah!" like always trying to eat your brain and all that.
I mean, that's what I thought too. But apparently, this guy is not trying to eat anybody's brains, or not
They
that
try to
we're
eat what? They try to.
aware of.
What do they try to eat?
Brains.
They try normally
Brain?
they like try to kill people.
Yeah, mind flayers. They're always brain eaters.
Okay.
Like I mean, I don't know who in the 9 realms decided to create such atrocities.
No, I can think of a couple
Well,
Like
we're
buddy.
sort
running this whole shindig.
of like the 9 hells right now, so it's okay.
Well,
I
Zeke,
haven't
what'd
seen
you?
it all.
Never mind.
Okay, so after a good, I don't know, 5-10 minute walk, you arrive at what Lorcana expresses to you as most likely, yes, no, not most likely, definitely the residence of Ulquest, ambassador to Skullport.
I'm guessing
The
this
door
golden
awaits as I
Door,
ping.
golden door.
So
This
let's
door.
this door right here. Let's
That
just,
door right there.
Oh boy,
Gonna
first time
politely
seeing a
knock.
Clunk, clunk, clunk. I
Yep.
rap.
You knock on the door.
first time
I
meeting a
rap
mind
ever so
flayer.
lightly.
On the door.
Well, let's hope. Ah, shit! I should have worn a helmet.
All right.
Quick, get some tinfoil.
From the inside, you hear a very strange voice. Sort of dark and reverberating.
I kind of clear my throat and say, greetings, Ambassador Urkres. Lurkana told us that we might have the pleasure of speaking with you.
There's a brief silence, and then that voice again.
Nice.
What a pleasant fellow.
Well, my skin is blank.
I guess we'll just start proceeding and
The door doesn't open. He just tells us that we may.
No. Did you want to open the door? I didn't hear you say it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
Okay,
the
told
there you
that
go.
you may
Open
enter.
the
I just
door.
kind of assumed the door would open. Okay.
The door opens of its own accord. So as you open the door and view this room, you see
nice room.
that it is a beautiful room. It's elegantly accoutred. The chairs are made out of sort of a petrified wood, arranged atop a circular rug. And on a slender table, between the chairs, is a makeshift chess set, behind which stands a creature from Nightmare. If you've never seen a Mind Flayer before, I will go ahead and showcase to you what a Mind Flayer looks like. Right. Meow.
Meow.
Right. Meow.
Yeah.
Meow.
Oh,
I didn't realize we were
yes.
having cats.
Amazing outfit.
It is pretty fabulous. I like
Yeah,
Man,
he kind of did you a
Where
little bit
can
there.
where can I get such fabulous outfits?
In
Maybe
Candlekeep?
that's all cosplay
I'm sorry.
this year.
Yeah, for real.
Damn it,
Mind Flayer
Ferros.
cosplay. God damn. So Mind Flayers are a little taller than most humanoids. So right off the bat, the height thing sort of intimidates you. He also sort of gives
7
off this very odd, sort of pungent aroma. Or maybe it's something in the room. You're not quite sure. The creature itself has 4 fingers instead of 5, ending in sharp, taloned claws. But of course, the most prevalent observation that you can make is that this creature, behind its white, no-irised eyes, has the bulbous cephalopoid head ending in 4 enormously long and constantly moving tentacles. And as you enter the room, you actually hear in your minds this voice. You don't hear, it doesn't have a mouth per se. So it just sort of talks to you telepathically and says,
Welcome. You are not of the noble hobgoblin sort.
No, we certainly are not, though we do appreciate your time and hospitality.
May we sit down?
By all means.
and
Yes,
the
sir.
aberration sort of sweeps a hand towards this chess set and the 2 chairs next to it.
I already plopped in one.
I'll plop into the other.
I'll just sit on the ground.
It says to the 3 of you,
I am Ulquist of Dechanka. And who would you?
I am Azakiah Calliope Millicent Thornwood of Waterdeep, but you can call me Zeke because that's quite a mouthful.
I am Talron of the Swamp.
do.
hero of Schult.
Elbauthin, Petlen, and Waterdeep.
The creature sort of like pivots its head in a sort of unnatural way to the three of you. You feel like, of all the creatures that you've encountered so far, although it doesn't seem to have, outward signs of destructive nature, doesn't have enormous fangs or giant claws or anything like that, you get the awful feeling that this creature could snap its fingers and do something really awful to all of you. It just moves in sort of like an awful, graceful, languid motion. That there's something quite terrifying about it. And it says to you again in your mind,
What is it that you request of whom requests?
Well, Lorcana said that you might be of assistance in helping us locate something that was stolen from her husband, a dagger that he is very attached to and would like to see returned. She said you might have some idea of who has it or where it's gone.
the creature sort of looks over at you, Zeke, sort of comes a little closer to you, and the tentacles start to sort of move. Not like at you, just sort of like, they sort of writhe a little bit. And it moves its hand just a little closer to your face, and then just sort of like takes its hand away. Arcs its head a little strangely. And then does the same thing to you, Talron. Sort of like its tentacles come out, move a little closer to your face, writhing imperceptibly slowly. And again, it withdraws. And then it moves its body and sort of pivots at Elbauthin. And it slowly bends down towards you, Elbauthin. And its tentacles just sort of writhe. And then it straightens up and says,
You three are formidable. This I can see. Do indulge me before we begin talks of this dagger, would you not? This thoroughfare. These creatures. They are all so utterly unamusing. I relish a fresh challenge from a keen and curious mind.
and its eyes focus directly on Elbauthin.
You wish to play chess?
I have played this game, and so many times, over and over and over again. None here seem to be up to the challenge. I do not unfortunately have the time for a complete game, but I seem to have the time, if you will indulge me, to test and see how good of a mind you have.
A simple game.
Okay.
I hope you know this game. It would be disappointing if you did not.
So Matt, I actually know how to play chess, but I'm not sure Elbauthin does.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Should I do the same as well?
It's not focusing on you, Talron.
Yeah.
I would say with an 18, you have pretty much the same skill that you have, Alex.
Okay.
Tactics and games of skill are probably things that you as a city watchman would probably be your nom de plume, right? So, yeah.
A game of chess it is.
Ulquist looks at you and says,
Nothing so banal as that. I will offer you 3 challenges. One, increasingly more difficult than the other. They are for you to solve, not for your companion. For that would be against the rules of the game. And we want to keep this game fair, do we not?
I'm all for fair. Can I detect if he's lying about keeping the game fair?
make an insight check. With a 28, although you have no idea why, you just feel like you're on the level with this guy. He's not lying.
Okay.
So,
All right. I look over at Zeke and Talron, and I give them this like. And the goal, and I look back over at the Mind Flayer, and I'm like, and what happens if I win?
imperceptibly, for some reason or another, maybe your insight check was so good that you get the sense that this thing is kind of smiling. It doesn't have a mouth per se, but maybe its body language or the way that its tentacles kind of curl, that it's grinning at you. And it says,
Well, that's part of the fun, isn't it? If you beat the first challenge, I will give you information about something that you most likely will want to know. If you cannot succeed in the challenge and require help, then I win. And I require a secret, which you will give to me about yourself. Does that seem
Interesting.
fair?
Yeah, fair enough.
Excellent.
and it claps its hands together. And as it does so, the pieces on the board actually move. Like they start to, and they rearrange themselves into a pattern. Some of the pieces fall off the board, and some of the pieces stay on the board. In fact, most of them fall off the board. And I'm going to bring you, Alex, to the map that has the chessboard on it,
Joy.
so that you can see.
Excited, guys.
I'm nervous.
Better Alex than me. I suck at chess.
I cannot play chess.
Okay. So the Mind Flayer shows you this chessboard. And hopefully chat can see this. Oh, they see the corner of it. So I'm going to have to... I don't know if I can minimize it anymore.
I look over at the
There we
Mind
go.
Flayer and I'm
That's a
like,
little
you
better
don't mind if I smoke my pipe, do you?
The Mind Flayer sort of looks at you strangely and then says,
If it makes your intelligence more keen, by all means.
the Mind Flayer shows you this board and says,
Staring at a black chessboard right now.
you don't see any of the pieces? Do you see pieces on the board?
Nope.
You don't see any of the pieces on the board? Oh, that's because you don't have vision. So let me give you vision. I will take your... That's because you don't have vision. Give me a second. I think it's their tokens. Yes. So let me just drag your... This is the reason why. I will bring Elbauthin onto...
Is there like a spot like where me and Zeke are just watching at the side?
You know what? That's fine. You guys can watch. I will bring you onto the board as well. But then I have to bring your tokens onto the board too.
Because we can technically see what they're doing. We're
True.
sitting right there.
That's fine. I'll
Yeah.
put you on the board as well, Talron. And I will put Zeke on the board
This
as
is
well.
a really small chessboard, right?
It is a relative... I mean, it's 8x8, so it is a chessboard. So I will bring you guys onto this as well. So there... Oh, sorry. There we go. And... There we go. So there you guys should be now on the chessboard map. Tell me if you are not.
I am mostly on it. I'm trying to zoom out so that I can actually see.
Yep, go ahead and zoom out.
I
So,
still only have like a corner of it. I don't have the whole thing.
Same.
how about now?
Oh wait, that's.
You guys able to see the whole thing now?
Uh,
I
Yeah.
can see.
How about now?
Almost. I see what's happening. Let me
Oh, you know what it
figure
is?
out
No,
myself.
that guys should be... Let's see
There's
if I
like
can just
this
turn
section
off
down
the...
here is black.
Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. Let me turn off dynamic lighting. Yay!
That's what it's gonna be.
For me, it's 5x3, man.
How about now?
Still not. It's still 5x3.
Let's change your lighting.
it's a little weird on the.
It's all the way on the right-hand side, and it's 5x3 pieces of the board. Like this whole space of the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this whole section is still black.
Really? Okay, let me
Yeah,
just
like
check
what?
something here. Let's move this to the back. Do you
Yeah,
guys
big
see
one.
any pieces on the board?
Nope.
On the parts
mean-
of the board that I can see, yes.
I see only these two pawns and this one red.
Yeah,
Tower?
you should
I can
see.
only
You
see
should
in
see
here.
some pieces on the board. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I can only
anything
see in
that's-
here.
I'm starting to
Oh,
see
that's
something
weird.
more.
He can see where I can't.
Everybody should have vision, right? So I turned off the lights. I turned off all of the lighting. So everybody should have vision, and everybody should see the tokens on the board.
Okay, I can't see I can't see what they're seeing. I can only see this area here. This 5x3. So from this area here, Matt,
Yeah.
to this area here,
Yeah.
to this area here.
But then how can you?
And that's funny because I literally see the exact opposite. Everything he just clicked is black, but I can see all of out here.
Yeah, I'm the same with Zeke.
All right. This is very strange. If I take Elbauthin off, I'm gonna take your token off. You shouldn't be able to see anything anymore now.
No, I still see the chessboard.
Okay. How about now? Can you guys still see the chessboard?
I can still
Uh,
see the same chunks of it that I could before, yeah.
Same.
Well, there goes my plans. Hold on one second here. Maybe I can do something differently. This is
Yeah.
very strange and annoying because there's got to be a better way of doing this.
Their cue that what was that one?
All right. I've taken off the chessboard. Can you guys see the tokens?
Yes, but this section in the center, it basically looks like it's a dynamic lighting thing because it's
Like-
like part of a
Yeah,
rectangle and then what would be shadows coming up.
Everything, all the blocks on the right turned white.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what?
I
Maybe
turned-
Instead,
Go ahead. Maybe
Is
it's
there
that you
an
want?
extra layer on this board that is creating an extra set of dynamic lighting? Because that's what it looks like.
No, there is. Oh, wait a minute. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. You're right. You got it. You got it, Sarah.
What?
I had dynamic lighting, and I painted a dynamic lighting thing on there. So now it's gone. So now I gotta bring a chessboard back in here. Otherwise, you guys.
I've still got the big black square.
Yeah, you'll
Yes.
you'll get that in a second. Now that I have the dynamic lighting gone from this thing, I will find a chessboard. Sorry for those of you who are watching this going, what the fuck is he doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. Let's see if I
I
can
believe
find
in
a
you, Matt.
chessboard. Well, that was your first problem right there. All right. Chessboard. I bring it as a map. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into my awesome Google, find a chessboard picture, and put it in here as an image. And then we're going to just we're going to do it live.
Yeah.
Ah, yay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. I've got it. Boom. Open image. Save. Image. Like that. Desktop. It's on my desktop. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to take it on my desktop. I'm going to drag it in here. In here. Like so. And I'm going to drag it into Roll20. Like pia. It's going to upload it. And then we're going to do this. And there we go. So now we just make this a map. And there you guys should now see a map chessboard, hopefully.
I still have a big
I
black square.
still only see the right hand side.
Okay, I think I know why. And let's fix that. One thing at a time. Boom. 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 How about now?
Maybe I should refresh Roll20.
Sure, try it.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Oh, the right side, huh?
Crash me.
Let's try that. 10 by 10. And say, okay. Alright, let's try that now. When you guys refresh and come back, hopefully I figured out all the bullshit with this. This is the problem when you get, like, fancy schmancy with stuff.
Yep.
You got it?
I see the full map.
Super duper. Hooray.
I'm lagging hard while it loads, but
That's
hopefully I'll
okay.
be back in a second.
Yeah,
I
you'll be
hear
back.
music. We're getting there.
Yeah, I hear the music.
Chess is totally complicated. You're 100% right.
Oh, I see
Jane
see
Merritt.
it, and I see the pieces on the board.
Jerry Main. Jerry Main Brown. What a great name. Like that.
Jerry
All right,
Main.
so there's 2 pawns, a rook.
Now let me make it to the check and see what the hell this is. Let me zoom in. Whoop. So, you'd see at the top, you see, you are ostensibly white because Ulquist is standing behind the red pieces.
Got
You are standing behind the white pieces. So, it is assumed that you are controlling white. Ulquist, in your mind, and only in your mind, Elbauthin, says the following.
You may achieve checkmate here easily in one move. Move only one piece, and you will achieve it.
So, this pawn forward. That is checkmate.
Ulquist nods its head and intimates to you.
Easy. See, you are extremely intelligent. Now, for your secret.
And as per the secrets deck, he will then deal a Dungeon of the Mad Mage secret to you. 1 card.
Thought he was going to tell us where the dagger was.
One thing at a time. Deal to
He did
you.
say he wanted to do this first.
You now have another secret in your deck, Alex. So you can either choose to reveal that secret now or keep it for later.
Also, but I'm missing. I'll keep it for later.
Okay.
Let's just keep playing.
Okay. So what he then does with his mind is he rearranges the pieces, and as he does so, he speaks to you in your mind and says to the 3 of you now, instead of just you, Elbauthin, he says,
Why is it that you wish to go to scout?
And I respond honestly. I seek a rune stone. A
What
fragment.
is this rune stone?
I'm not sure what it is.
And the other two, you and you, why do you wish?
Well, Talron is here because he's curious. And I think he's got another purpose. Something about a dream he had. Zeke, I'm not too sure about. I think she was trying to put together a group to come down here.
I mean, we can't speak for ourselves, but you know.
Say, may I speak? Or
he's speaking in my head.
I thought he said we all heard that one.
Right, he is actually speaking in all of your heads. Apologies, Alex.
Oh, okay.
He's speaking in all of your heads.
I say, Elbauthin's partly got it right. I am trying to make my way further into dungeon to rectify a debt that my family has incurred.
Excuse me, wait, I got dark chocolate. Oh.
Are we going to play a full game of chess? Is the next one?
As for me, there's something down here that scares a god. I'm here to find out exactly what it is.
What is this thing that scares a god? I'm interested to know if this of which you speak.
If I knew more, I'd share. Otherwise, for what I know, everyone here, people down here, up on the surface, might be widespread, is luckily in danger.
Where did you first experience this threat?
A vision.
You have vision. How endearing.
I suppose you could say that, yes.
And you wish to settle a debt
Yes,
of what kind?
financial.
How
I know, it's not nearly as romantic, but my family is all I have, and I need to take care of them. So if this is the way I can do that, that's what I'm going to do.
Of all of you, this runestone seems to be the most appealing in terms of its value. You said your name was Elbauthin Petlen.
Yes, I did.
Are you, like your friends, an adventuring soul?
No.
What value is this runestone to you?
It doesn't have a value to me. It has a value to the people I serve.
You, sir.
Yes.
Interesting. But we will talk later. Here you see a different configuration. A more challenging one. In this configuration, checkmate will be achieved in 2 moves. Can you discover the correct move? The board is yours.
Okay, so bishop pawn d8 to e8 is one move.
You can actually move the pieces, by the way. Or you should be able to. So if you want,
Man.
you can move the pieces.
Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Take your time.
Man, I'm boring. Aw.
What's that?
Okay, so here.
Yeah, okay. Very good. When you move that piece, Ulquest sort of like looks, he strokes his fingers across his tentacles and goes, yes. And then with his mind, he moves the king here. And he says, one move left.
Excellent. Your second challenge has been accomplished. And with it, a second secret.
And he tells you that secret.
Excellent. Let's continue.
Okay. As he rearranges the pieces one final time, he seems to sort of. Let me just check something up on here, and then we'll keep going. Where's it? There he is. He says,
What do you know of Skullport itself?
Very little.
You mentioned that you were after some dagger. Is that true?
Zeke spoke to Lucana, and a dagger would serve a useful purpose for these goblins and hobgoblins, and in return, they get us passage to Skullport. After we eliminate a group of drow as well.
Interesting. And you intend to eliminate these drow all by yourself?
I don't honestly think there are many left.
From where do you get this idea?
It's just we wiped out an army, a good-sized platoon.
Army. Interesting.
Platoon. One drow leader, and I believe it was something like 14 drow and 5 spiders. There can't be much of them left.
You have experience with drow.
I have experience with combat.
You seem formidable in and of yourself.
I'm sorry, Matt. I can barely make out what you're saying sometimes. What did he say?
You seem formidable in and of yourselves. But I have a distinct impression that you do not do this for the sake of these disgusting hobgoblin creatures. That you do it for your own betterment. Am I wrong?
No, you've assumed correctly. I have no desire to serve a hobgoblin king or any goblin town. I intend to get to Skullport. Zeke intends to get to Skullport. I'm not speaking for her. And Talron is here, as he stated to you. And we believe the means is through Skullport.
Well, the final challenge. This is checkmate in no more than 3 moves. If you solve it, then I will grant you information as to the location of this dagger. But wouldn't you rather not go to Skullport at all? It seems that your ambition drives you further down, away from that disgusting hive of scum and villainy.
Further down I shall go, but I need to gather intelligence. And I believe Skullport would be a good location to gather that intelligence.
Why waste your time, though, when the next descent is so close?
When what is so close?
The next descent to the level beyond Skullport.
It's the wealth of intelligence in Skullport. The wealth of information in Skullport. Surely you can understand.
Make a persuasion check. Oh, nice. 20. Yeah, he says,
Very well. I would have thought your reasoning better, but so be it. The challenge lies before you. Mate in 3.
And I am studying the board.
you guys see Elbauthin just like his hand is on his chin and he's like got little beads of sweat that are just slowly coming out of his pores. Did you make a move? Sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
Rook.
Yeah.
A6 to F6.
Okay.
I'm just looking over at Zeke's, looking over at Zeke's shoulder as this is going on. Like
Zeke's like
I'm just-
biting her nails, just like.
Just staring at the board. My nails are fine, but my tail is twitching a lot.
With his mind, the Mind Flayer moves the king 1 square forward, taking your knight. And the knight itself just sort of like, it doesn't like fall over, it just disappears.
Perfect. Then I'm going to move this pawn forward.
Okay. If you move that pawn forward, he says,
That's not the right move, Elf.
Well, I think it is. Where are you going to go? If you take my knight, my pawn takes your king. You can't take the knight. You can't take the pawn.
That's not
protected by
mate
the
in
bishop.
3, though.
Is it not? Hold on. Okay, hold on.
man, why is this making me anxious?
Because it was designed to.
Oh. Again, like goosebumps.
Hold on.
I've had a request.
I've had a request to have the other players watch the board. So I'll do that. And in fact, I will let you guys see. Well, actually, I can't let you guys see the other stuff. But yeah, Ferros and Qrevialur, I'll put you on the same board so you can see at least what they see. Hopefully, at least, anyway.
You're gonna have probably change it to the same map.
Yes, I'm going to bring you guys to that map. So give me 1 second. There.
Pretty sure we're not on the right floor.
And there you go. So there you go. Try it now.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we could definitely see this.
Cool.
Board.
All right. So now you can see
It's
the
like
board.
a neon board. That's neat.
Yeah, you're welcome. So the Mind Flayer sort of like, its tentacles start to writhe a little faster. It says,
This challenge too difficult for you?
Well, you gotta give me time to think.
I'll give you as much time as you need.
Are there any snacks around here?
the Mind Flayer doesn't even he doesn't even pay attention to that comment. You can look around if you want, but I don't think the kind of snacks that you want are the kind of snacks that it wants.
I kind of like reach back and just pat him on the shoulder a little bit.
That's my move.
You make that move, it wags
Yeah.
its finger in front of your face and says,
Not correct, elf.
and with his mind, he moves the piece back.
He's trying to get me to try a little bit harder. How the hell do I do this in 3 moves? I can get it done in 4.
The Mind Flayer sort of looks at you and says,
Do you need time? Maybe a few minutes of relaxation before we continue. I will grant you this if you desire it. But you must make the correct move upon the 3rd try, or I will obtain a secret of my own from you.
Okay, just let me study the board closely.
I will grant you 5 minutes of time.
That's fine.
and that's the time we're going to take our break. Because we're going to need Alex to take a look at the board.
Oh, God.
And we'll be back in 5 minutes. And let's see if Alex and or Elbauthin can pull this out before the Mind Flayer pulls something out of him. We'll be back soon, folks. See you in 5. And stay with us, because things might get a little creepy. Creepy probably than they are right now. So, yeah. Stay around. We'll be back. Okay, hey everybody. So here's what happened, folks. Just because we couldn't wait, so we had this little chat in the break of what happened, and what happened was we decided that Elbauthin staring at this board required an intelligence check to get the move, and he wasn't sure he could do it. If he didn't beat the DC, he would have to subsume to the Mind Flayer. And so there was a discussion as to whether or not Zeke, who had inspiration from last time, could pass on her inspiration to one of her compatriots. Well, she did so. She passed it on to Elbauthin, and Elbauthin rolled an intelligence check. And as you guys can see, right there, with advantage from that inspiration, got a fucking crit. 22. And so with that, I'll bring you to the map so that you can see the move. So you get it, Elbauthin. It just like comes to you out of nowhere. Like you're just like your pupils dilate, your hair stands on the back of your neck, and you're like, oh, that's it. I'm such.
Give me the numbers.
It is.
Give me the numbers.
I'll just ping it. Ready? It's this. You had it right. It was that pawn. But instead of going double move forward, it's a single move forward.
Okay, so one move forward, got it, and then this pawn up. Or we'll see.
So you move the pawn. The Mind Flayer, its tentacles slowly sort of move. They don't move so fast anymore. They're sort of slowing down, and it crosses its arms in front of it and goes.
Interesting. Took a while. But yes, correct. Your move.
Why would you do that? Why would you move this pawn forward?
Your move.
Okay, no questions. Checkmate.
Congratulations, Elf. And now, as per the deal,
Send that card straight to Zeke.
no card is needed. You wish to know where the dagger exists? I will grant you that knowledge, if you so desire.
What was his question?
Do we want to know where the dagger is?
Yes. Yes, we do.
The dagger is in the hands of the Iron Eye Duergar.
That is a drow.
Duergar.
No, dwarf. Dwarf.
Duergar are dark dwarves. They are residents of this place. Perhaps more so than the drow are.
Of this town?
Of
Or this-
Under Mountain itself.
What's his name?
The
The Iron
dwarf.
Eye?
Iron Eye.
Iron Eye is the name of their clan.
Oh.
Where? Wait.
Do you know the name of the dwarf who has it?
That was not the deal. You simply wanted to know who has the dagger. I told you who has the dagger.
In a way. But that's more than we knew before.
I will grant you this, since I am in a giving mood. And your intelligence has impressed me. Since you are going to Skullport, you may find some of these Iron Eye Duergar in places of ill repute within Skullport. There is a specific place of, what to use humanoids to quaff alcohol.
A pub.
Yes, that is it. A pub. I believe the name of it is the,
The Worm's Gullet?
no.
Hmm.
A minute, please, while I recollect.
And in this time, it sort of turns its back, and it doesn't really walk. It sort of floats to the corner of the room. So let me actually take all of you guys back to your quarters, back to your sessions, and you guys can go back to your little map here because you don't need this.
Try to look at that. I try to look to see if this guy even has feet.
It's underneath a giant cloak. So if he has feet, you don't even know.
I'm gonna get down, like hit the deck.
Can you
Like on
shift
the-
ping us? Because I
Yes,
can't find
I
us.
will find you and I will bring you back.
Ah, there we are.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna lay on the floor and try to look as hard as I could at the.
You guys see Talron drop to the floor and he's like looking up, like that scene in fucking Splash where John Candy's throwing the coins and he's like,
I just cast message and I'm like, what are you doing? Get up.
where?
I look over at Zeke and then quickly back up to her. I don't even know if the guy has feet.
Does it matter?
I gotta
I'm
find.
curious.
I call Zeke over, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we on the?
I'd like to give her I'd like to share with her one of the cards.
You can tell her or just give the card to her. It's up to you.
How do I give the card to her?
So the way it works is I think you can actually, when you have the card, you can, I think you'd right-click it and give it to a different person. I think. I actually don't even know, to be honest. If you can't, then I'll just, you can just tell her.
Yeah, but I'd like to tell her alone.
That's okay. I think Talron can roleplay not hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Zeke. Spire and to you and Talron, who cares? Spire and Snail. Deep within Undermountain is a vast cavern containing a giant stalagmite that has been hollowed out to serve as a wizard's tower. Perhaps even a refuge for the Mad Mage himself. The tower is guarded by stone constructs. No one knows what dwells inside. Not far from this tower lurks the most peculiar creature. A giant snail with a shell of pure gold.
Zeke's eyes go boing!
I lagged out.
Might want to say that last sentence again.
Yes, about the giant snail.
Oh, so you missed out on the last part. Of
The most important
I
part.
missed out on the part that made everybody laugh. I lagged out, yeah.
A giant snail with a shell of pure gold.
And he liked again.
Oh my god, it's like a code
I
word.
heard it that time.
Okay, good. Okay.
Thank you. I don't know why my...
Every time someone says gold, oh my god, look at that giant card.
Whoa!
That's enormous. I'm gonna reduce the size on this thing. There we go.
Oh, except
Holy.
it's in my line of view. Okay, wait.
How's that? Better?
Now it's everybody's.
Oh, good. Cool. Still can't
You
find the
remember
name of the
of
damn.
Aria?
Why can't I find the name of... Okay. I know where it
You
is.
can also look it up and give it to us later.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that right now. I will
that.
look it up and I will give it to you later. So, Ulquest gives you the name of this bar in Skullport. And I will send that to you guys afterwards, of course.
Perfect.
And then he says, quite gently and quite calmly,
Do you have any other business with me?
No other business. It was a very interesting game of chess.
As far as I'm aware.
Certainly.
Yeah, as
We
far as I'm aware.
thank you for your time and for the audience.
Enjoy your stay here.
Yeah, well,
We'll try.
yeah.
Please shut the door on the way out.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely not a barn.
Yeah.
I dip him a little curtsy and hightail it out that door.
Yeah. Yep. Just. Yeah.
Zeke's still in the room. Ulquist is just like standing there, like, okay. And then she shuts the door.
Sorry, lagging again.
That's okay. That's
what do
okay.
you guys say we go back to Lucana and we manage to convince her to just let us go straight to Skullport and grab this dagger?
That's
I don't know if the dagger is in Skullport. Or
Well,
if just
But-
some of the Iron Eye Duragar who know where it might be are in Skullport.
But still, maybe she might know anything about the Iron Eye or something like that, or.
She might.
Definitely she will. I just want to get out of this whole beating the crap out of the drow business if I can. I mean,
Well-
but
I feel you, but I gotta say, I'm pretty sure that's non-negotiable. These guys are, even if we get that dagger back, these guys are getting wiped out.
Also,
without the drought being
considering
taken out.
considering we literally just wiped out one of their elite generals, they're probably gotta remember that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we
Alright,
didn't leave
so
any
let's just-
witnesses, but
let's go deal with the drow then.
we need to collect our soldier.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's collect our bag of meat.
Let's do it.
All right then.
Okay. So what do you guys want
Can
to do?
we,
Where do you want to go?
Fast travel to Lucana.
Ah, my God! I just painted across you. Boom. That's your fast travel. No, okay. So you're gonna. I will fast travel Lurkana to you. How does that sound?
There we go.
Unless you guys want to, go to other parts of the town. That's up to you.
Oh, with the guard.
Ah, yes, the guard. Yes. So she comes with this guard, right? This hobgoblin that she has been able to acquire for you, shall we say. He's like a normal looking hobgoblin. He doesn't have any kind of like crazy scars or anything like that, but he has his standard long sword. He has a long bow on his back. He's got like a sort of a scraggy sort of sideburns kind of thing going on here. Reddish skin. And I will allow you to name him.
Bob.
We've already named one Bob. That was her. That was Sarah's giant elk that died pitifully.
Cragmorts.
Cragmorts. I love that.
Oh, that's good.
I was gonna say Papa Reed, but
How do you spell that? With a K or a C?
It's a K, man.
course.
Kragmortz.
I like it.
Fucking love it. There you go.
Wait, Kegmart?
Cragmorts.
Oh,
Yeah, Kmart. His name is Kmart.
Oh, that's
Well,
like
brother-
Ermagerd.
well,
Ermagerd.
Well, it's better than Walmart.
Ermagerd and Kmart. Fucking people. I love you all so much.
He uses his longsword with two hands.
He says, "Shop smart, shop crag smart."
He's totally going to open up a store if he survives.
Absolutely. So Lurkana presents Cragmorts to you and says, Cragmorts is a seasoned warrior. He's the only one who I could probably get off of his post.
Well-
You want to give Lucana the details?
Sure. Well, we had a chat with your delightful ambassador, and it seems that the best we could get from him is that the dagger is currently in the possession of the Iron Eye Drogar. or Duragar. He wouldn't tell us specifically which one, but it's a start. But we're going to have to get down to Skullport to get any information about where specifically or who specifically has it.
I see.
Yeah.
Although I myself would be more than happy with allowing you passage to Skullport, there is no guarantee that you would return. And so therefore my husband would most certainly forbid it. He requires you, now that you have proven yourselves to him, as killers of these drow, to be very useful to him. If you were to disappear into Skullport, we may never see you again. And the
Wait.
stalemate that exists now between the drow and we hobgoblins would evaporate. The drow would consume our forces and we would die.
Well, considering that some of these Duragar are over in Skullport, then where else could they possibly be?
Well, the question
Well,
is, if we eliminate the
We gotta go kill
drow, the deal we made was we eliminate the drow, you give us passage to Skullport, yes.
Yes, that is my husband's deal.
As long as that deal stands, once we have eliminated the drow, we'll go to Skullport, work on finding the knife. My word.
Seems like a honest plan of action.
The
Is
drow.
Does he know the location of the rest of the drow?
You're talking to who?
Sorry, I lagged out on that.
Lucana.
Does Lurkana know the location of the rest of the drow?
No, Cragmorts.
Oh, Cragmorts doesn't know jack shit.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Lucana
man.
told us that she would give us a location. of the
That's
drow.
right.
I was also
Lurkana did, yeah. So based
This is
on... Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry.
No, after you.
I mean, considering this is a big floor.
You ain't seen nothing yet, man.
You're not wrong.
Lurkana says, based on the information that you've given to us about your travels here in Stromguldur, you came close to Teresa's main domain, but you chose to skirt around it.
You mean
The hallway with the spiders?
The ones that we nuked. Yeah.
No. Teresa employs a chimera, which I believe you said that you have already dealt with.
Oh yes, heads are on my wall.
Past, she looks at you strangely.
I just smile.
Anyway,
it's? Don't worry about it.
this chimera, past its lair, further north, there is a looping hallway, at the north part of which is a set of tombs. Dwarven tombs.
Mm-hmm, yes.
Wait, we came across. Yeah, we came across those tombs.
Yes.
And there was a body.
What body?
it-
Body consumed by slime or something.
It had like some kind of
It's-
brooch on him.
It had strange wounds. Oh, he had this, and I pull out the locket. Of, or- Hi.
we
pull
waited.
out
We
the
waited. We waited. It was good.
I
We're
pull
like,
out the locket
"Run."
of Oron Silverleaf and say, "This was really the only thing he was wearing."
Yeah, Lurkana looks at the. I'll save you, Sarah. Lurkana looks at the brooch and she says, "This does not look familiar to me, but to each their own."
Well,
but as I was saying, if you were to go past these tombs and go further south, you will find your hallways consumed with webs and creatures known as they are creeping sort of furred, almost albino creatures called quaggoths.
Oh yeah, we've seen those.
Yes. They guard her lair.
Oh, so that's where we
We
gotta
walked
go.
right by her lair.
We did.
Well, I mean, it was either deal with a hallway full of spiders, we deal with whatever the heck those quagos are, or we end up taking the third path, deal with a chimera, deal with an army of drow, and nuke them. And here we are with an allegiance. So,
Well, look on the bright side. At least we know we can get in undetected.
Which, as you can see, is your value to us.
yeah, we got a
So-
long. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
We got a long walk back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna fast travel that shit back. I'm planning on walking that shit all the way back.
It's okay. I will
Maybe-
copy
I
paste
was like,
the
maybe
shit
Craig
out of your
can
guys. I'll just be
show
like,
it.
boop, boop.
Perfect.
If you guys
Um,
want, right? It'll take you some time to get there. At which point,
Oh
I'll
yeah.
I'll move you guys to Ferros and Qrevialur so they can finish this off. But starting next session, Zeke, Talron, and Elbauthin, you begin your assault on the Drow camp. If that's what you guys want to do. If there's anything else that
Yep.
you guys want to do in Hobgoblin Town, now's the time to tell me.
No, that's it.
I'm
for
gonna
me.
mention briefly to Lurkana. By the way, I can see why you don't like that shopkeep.
Oh yeah, he's a total dick.
You know, this
We got it. We got it, Sarah. We're good.
He sells children.
or collects them. I don't know.
At this,
Yeah.
at the mention of children, Lurkana sort of looks down and just says, "I didn't know it had gone that far. Shame."
Yeah, that was the weirdest. That was weird.
Anyway,
No, I thought you should know.
appreciate
Yeah.
your time. If there's anything else that we can do before you leave, for what I can only assume will be a great victory or your impending demise, I would, of course,
Regardless,
hope for the former rather than the latter.
Well, regardless,
Potions of healing could be useful.
Well, potions of healing you could have asked to purchase long ago. I myself have only one.
Well, where can we purchase potions of healing before we go?
oh, guys, it coming from the same guy that we just bought clothes from.
Yes, unfortunately, the
Oh no.
purveyor of goods here in Azrok's Hold is the
Okay,
hobgoblin
teleport us back there because we're gonna need a few of those.
from Kinrob.
I don't think that guy wants us back.
Well, he doesn't want me back. I just won't go in.
Well,
She doesn't have to go in. I need potions of healing. You need potions of healing. She needs potions of healing.
We all do, and we have the funds. Elbauthin
I
can be
have
the
plenty
buyer.
of funds.
Yeah, so do I.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll just imagination time. I will go ahead
Yeah.
and you guys, if you want to leave Lurkana here and go walking on to Kinrob's shop, Krex shop, the Krex shop, shall we call it?
I'll-
And
if I
then
may-
and leave Zeke behind, right, for this transaction. Then it'll just be Elbauthin and Talron going to the shop. Yeah.
Can we just like exchange, like give you the money and you just give us potions? Do we have to deal with that dude again?
I mean, he is the owner of the shop.
can I try to attempt to buy the doll?
You can do whatever you want. But first, let's get the logistics shit out of the way, which is, does Zeke
Yeah.
leave you guys behind, or does you guys leave Zeke behind?
Zeke,
I will
you want to
stay-
stay here?
I will stay near the shop, but
Very good.
not close enough to be seen.
Fair enough. So you can walk
I'll be
maybe
outside.
25 yards away or something. Go outside. Okay.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Exactly.
All right. All right. Very good. Very good. So you open the door to the shop. Oop. There goes my Roll 20 just went kablooey, but that's okay because I can just switch to a different overlay, like so. Boop. So you walk over to the shop, and the door is closed still.
So knock and
You knock on the door. No one answers the door.
No one answers the door.
Open it.
Door's locked.
Huh.
Pick the lock.
Go for it.
I'm gonna summon my glaive just in case.
Shink! Your glaive appears in your hand as Elbauthin pulls out his thieves' tools.
And I'm only like 20 feet away.
You are. You see them.
Yeah, I look over at Zeke like. Ooh,
What'd you get? My thing's still loading.
26.
26 on the thieves' tools check. Nice. You slip your tools deftly into the lock, the keyhole, and it goes in. You hear, and it unlocks.
Can I try to listen in to see if there's
Make a perception
anything
check.
inside? Yeah, like just wanted to make sure before.
16.
Yeah.
All right. Give me 1 second here. 20. Okay. 21. So, here we go. Okay, you listen at the door, and you hear... Huh? And then the door, you hear a click. What do you want to do, Elbauthin? You hear the same thing.
So I knock really hard and I go, if you want more money, we want more items.
You hear a gruff voice say, "Go away! I'm eating." This sounds like Kinrob, but like a very sort of husky. He sounds like a little different for some reason. He sounds like a huskier voice.
Karen
When do
Rob,
you
what's
want us
going?
to come back?
Come back in 20 minutes.
Okay, we'll come back in 20 minutes.
What's going on there?
I'm busy.
He's eating a goblin baby.
Does he sound off to you?
Yeah, it sounds like he's eating.
Yeah, but something. Huh.
Sounds like he's eating and maybe something else is happening. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to make of it. Either way, let's come back in 20 minutes. Let's give him his time. So, Matt, we stand around, wait for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Come back over, knock on the door.
Zeke, if you see them sort of stand there, and then they wait there for 20 minutes.
I cast message and I'm like, yo, what's up, guys?
He asked us to come back in 20 minutes.
Ugh, I do not like that guy.
Yeah, but the tone of his voice was like entirely off character from last time we, met him.
I don't know, man. I feel like whatever he's doing in there, Lorcana knows something. This is her problem. Let's just get what we need to go.
I'll knock on the door after the 20 minutes.
Exactly.
I'm just
You
cleaning
hear
my
a
nails
whole
with
bunch
the
of
dagger.
like moving of things around, and then you hear. How did that? What the? And like the door unlocks again because the guy locked it after you unlocked it with your lockpick. And then the door opens, and there is that strange old hobgoblin with the sort of lanky hair and the yellow eyes. And he stares up at you and he goes, "Oh, you're back. Hello.
So we need 9 potions of healing.
I've got some of those. Yeah, come inside. And shut the door behind you."
We shut the door.
I can't help but
When they shut the door, I move to within like 5 feet of it.
Okay, very good.
I can't help but make another quick glance around because there's something really off-putting about this guy.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay. Mother.
Don't notice anything out of the ordinary. He roots through like a giant shelf, which seems to have like spices and all kinds of crazy shit on it, and then he like pulls 2 red containers, sort of shakes them up, and you see the red fluid sort of move up and down. He goes, "Yeah, things aren't expired. They're fine." And he hands them off to you. He says, "Okay, that'll be 30 gold apiece."
Do you have more?
Oh, I got 3 more.
Well, that's great. 3 more to go. So that's
Fantastic.
5 total.
All right, 30 gold
All
apiece. So that's 30, 60. He sort of scratches his head for a sec because he can't do multiples of 30.
180.
There you go, 180. 180 gold. Gimme.
I examine the bottles.
Okay, make a perception check.
Come on.
I should make an investigation check
I already made a perception check, and I'll make the investigation check as well.
because you're looking at something specifically. Okay, you look at the
That's-
bottles. That's a
that's
nat.
a
Yeah,
30.
you got a 30. I mean, like, you're like, duh. Come on. Hello. It even fucking says potion of healing on it. Hello.
So we got 5 of them. 2. I'll
Who's
give
pay-
1 to Talron.
Okay.
And 2 for Zeke.
There you go.
Also, I would like that doll.
The hobgoblin stares at you and he goes, "What's with you and the doll?"
I'm your customer.
Make a persuasion check. Actually, no. Make an intimidation check, Talron. That was quite intimidating. If I were owning a shop and I'd said that to somebody, I would fucking intimidate the shit out of them. With a 13, the goblin sort of raises himself up. The hobgoblin, I should say, raises himself and says, "I understand you're the customer, but that doesn't give you the right to tell me what to do in my shop. It's not for sale.
Why is that?
It's none of your business, why is that? It's not for sale.
Trying to hide something?
You know, as the proprietor of this establishment, I have every right to tell you to go fuck
just
yourself."
leaving. We're just leaving. We're gonna go fuck ourselves. Talron, let's go. Opening the door. Let's go. Done.
Okay. Shut the door behind you. Zeke, you see them walk out the door. I think actually, as they open the door, you're right there.
No, I'm 5 feet away from you.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so
I'm
you're like
up
right behind the
against
door?
wall.
Against the wall? Perfect.
Like,
So I hand one of the potions over to Talron, and I give 2 potions over to Zeke.
Yep.
And like we're good to go.
I couldn't help
Copious.
but quickly glance over to where the baby was at initially before.
Yeah. You look around, and where you see or where you saw that basket with the baby in it, nothing there.
I told you, dude. He ate it.
Hey, the
Yeah,
guy's a fucking freak.
Yeah, it's fine. Let him be a freak. All these people are freaks. All of them. They're all goblins.
Racist
Really
elf
just-
is racist.
How much do those potions heal?
2d4 plus 2, I think. Healing potions. I'll double check on that. It's been a while since I've used a healing potion. Healing potion. Potion of healing does 2d4 plus 2 hit points when you drink. Chop, 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 chop. All right. Anything else you guys want to do in Hobgoblin Town?
That is it for me.
Okay. Talron.
You guys got something?
Zeke, tell me what you got. Because we got
Um,
20 minutes left. I'm lagging is, I think, what you wanted to say.
I'm lagging too hard to do anything, man.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. We're going to switch back then to our stalwart twosies. Qrevialur, and Ferros to see if we can finish the night off with them. And we'll come back next week where you guys assault the Drow camp. We'll start off there with you guys. All right, so let's quickly go back to level 2, where you guys are. And you've just defeated the ghouls. Ferros and Qrevialur, right there.
Defeated is the monster. Anyways, that's a reference I don't think any.
I didn't get it, but that's okay. Continue.
Well, I guess we're gonna continue down the hallway.
Okay.
And already right now, I'm already gonna regret that fact that there's a grate.
Yep, there is a grate there.
Don't say the words, or I'll start.
Yeah, real quick though, Haleth, in the intervening time between the time where you have killed the ghouls, and because you just want to keep barreling forward, no pun intended, barreling forward. Sorry, I'm an awful person. Haleth, right? As per the adventurer's credo of always loot the bodies, right? Takes the time to look around this space. And he finds some interesting shit. He finds that, there is a hammock laden with blankets here on the north side of the room, which he goes through after he has killed these ghouls. And there is, in this hammock, a single page of paper. It's worn and it's somewhat sort of tea-stained and old. But the only legible text reads as follows. Day 34. I no longer trust the other apprentices. What they see as mysticism I know to be science. I can't stand their incantations and their mutterings any longer. If any of them try to intrude on my laboratory again, they're in for a truly shocking surprise.
Someone was blinded by science.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy. He got it.
Jeez.
And so Hal sort of like looks at the paper, hands it off to you, Ferros, and is like, I don't know. I guess it was that skull thing. I don't know.
Thanks, Ferros. Anyways, back to the news. So Qrevialur, I guess, is just gonna continue down. Does he see anything past the grate?
You see sort of more apparatus, more sort of steam and electrical apparatus to the west, and then a passageway heading south.
Also, does Ferros still have healings?
Yeah, I think that he's healed you guys for the last, 5 or 6 minutes. So every 6 seconds, 2d6.
I've been looking at my great axe the entire time, accidentally healing him.
Great.
Why don't you go up in hit points? Why don't you go up in hit points, Great Axe?
I've been staring at the great axe like, is this thing magical? What is it?
And then you're like, oh yeah, I've got an aura that heals you. Never mind.
If the aura's accident, he doesn't know he's doing it.
There you
He
go.
thinks the great axe has the aura.
That's true. There you go. All right.
Maybe this is healing him.
Ferros.
Yes.
I get that that's a great axe, but you could stick that great axe in that great grate over there. All right. Why don't we continue?
That's a great play on words you have there.
What a great idea.
Hal's like, shut the fuck up, both of you. Honestly.
You know, that's also a great idea. Anyways.
Alright.
How's mad?
So there, as you step into this space, you get the scent of ozone and rotting flesh. More so, probably so than this. Maybe it's from the ghouls. You're not quite sure, but it just smells very dank in here. You see these strange metallic instruments to the south. You're not sure what they actually do. Some of them are made out of brass. Some of them are made out of steel or copper. You're not quite sure. And there are sort of stray, loose scraps of parchment with notes on them. They seem to be written in common. You look at one of them, Qrevialur, it says rate of decay. You look at one of them, Ferros, it says accumulation of charge. And next to another one, again, you see the same sort of rotted, weathered log page. Ferros, this one says, Day 1. Hallister has granted me this abandoned copper mine in the arcane chambers. Finally, I have access to the components needed for my experiments. And everything beyond that is smudged and illegible.
Okay.
Is this a door at the end?
It is a door.
There's nothing else in these papers as I look through them? No, nothing else readable?
You see, like, strange, like, formulas, electrical concepts about, like, amperage and all kinds of crazy things that you, as a standard denizen of the medieval times, would have no fucking clue what the hell this means. This is science, and this is not magic. And that, my friend... Go ahead.
I did study at Candlekeep. It's possible I may have ever... Is it possible I have ever seen something similar to this?
You know what? I will go ahead and ask you to make because science is not arcana, but it is just sort of like random knowledge. So I'll give you just a straight intelligence check. This is book learnings, right? It's book learnings. And that's where Ferros shines, right? Is book learnings, right? Is the 6 and the 8. Good on you, buddy.
He's been to Candlekeep.
I've been to Candlekeep. I got a shirt.
I swear.
I got a shirt and I got a hat with little ears that says, I went to Candlekeep, and all I got was this fucking hat and this shirt. I love you, man. I love you.
Fuck off. Holy shit.
Oh my goodness. Matt,
All right. We're good.
When you
yeah, Sarah, thanks.
We got it, Sarah.
I give up.
It's okay. It's okay. Just hit the router. Like, give it a fucking Fonzie, and just like eventually it'll come back.
I'm just gonna start writing things down and holding them.
That's the way to do it. Just be like, help me. My internet sucks.
My goal now is just to unfreeze from lag in the most ridiculous pose I can.
You know, this was probably the next class. I'm gonna move forward.
Okay. There is a door at the end of this hallway.
Right after the potion class?
Do you wish to open the door?
Yes.
Excellent. Qrevialur opens the door to a hallway.
What an open door. I'm glad this door is openable.
It is openable.
Well, then he's going to walk forth through the openable door.
Okay.
See what is beyond the open
You look
door.
at, and Nertheost all of a sudden starts to react like quite sort of energetically. He's like, I am home. I am home. He looks around and he like sees the well that you've met Nertheost the second in, and he sees the long hallway, and he's like, I am home. I am home. I am home. We have gone in a big circle.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we know there was another hallway. Let's go down there.
There was one back. Let's go back.
Qrevialur's gonna like slowly like grab at one of his eye sockets if he's like holding his hand and.
It's a circle, Alan.
Oh, great. So we're going this way now? Okay, I guess we're going this way then.
There's nowhere else to go.
Great. There's a door down here.
1 second, Qrevialur still
Oh, I thought it was a fence.
I'll open the door.
Okay. You open the door. The door opens to another hallway. Before you go into it, Ferros, just come back for 1 second. Let me just see if there's anything in. Make a perception check. Love is an open door.
No, it's
You open the door, and there is, again, this sort of very strange, awful smell of rotting flesh that assaults your nose once more. I mean, it could be this whole place. It could be the flesh golem. It could be the ghouls. But it's just like everywhere, whenever you open a door, it's like whoosh, you get hit in the face with it.
Yeah, I think this person was making flash golems. Let's continue forward.
Okay. You Walk
I don't know
in.
what that
I mean,
is.
do what happen is, yeah, I can see it on my screen.
Yeah. As you walk in to the door, these 3 awful creatures with enormous tongues, like looking like sort of like the alpha version of these ghouls, they jump out of the corridor like, and these tongues just like move like that TV show The Strain. You ever see that shit? If you don't, fucking look at that, because they have these like enormous like vampiric tongues and shit like that. These creatures jump out of the hallway. They're enormous fangs and black eyes. In fact, I'll show you guys the awesome player handout creature monsters. Where are they? They are down here. They are called. Yeah, they are. I will show you what they're called. They are called ghasts. They're like the super ghouls. They look like that shit, folks.
I wish I could see what the heck is
Like-
going on.
You can look into your if you're not on the same page, you can look into your player handouts and look up ghast, which you should have the player handout for the art now. Ghast.
They look like genies.
Oh no.
Bad.
If genies, if they are genies, they're here to grant you one and only one wish, and that is that you wish that you could die right now, because these things are
I
gonna
mean,
fucking
just look
eat
at
your
their
face.
arms. They're just like so much jewelry. For
All right.
this.
I don't think that we have time for another fight, so I think we should probably stop right here, because that's a perfect place to stop. You open the door, these things jump out, and they rush you, and that's I think a good point to stop
Oh, no.
right now. Yeah, I think so. So that said, yeah, let's go ahead and go around the circle as we do every week. But before we do that, of course, we're missing our good friend Hallister, right? We're missing his say goodbyes, which he always does every week.
Can I roll them?
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's Qrevialur's turn to roll the D100s.
99 and a 9.
Oh my god, a 99. All right, give me 1 second here.
And a 9.
And a 9,
Nice
okay.
combo. Nice.
Okay. So, as the camera fades out from these 3 awful creatures who are about to rush Nerthios, Ferros, Qrevialur, and Hal, again, you sort of see Hallister sort of like in this strange fireplace-laden room and a swivel chair, like a leather chair. And he just sort of like turns towards the camera like this. Like, whoa, boy! That looks like a big giant fight gonna happen. I'm sorry, I gotta wait till next week to show you what happens. I'm sure they're gonna do just fine. I mean, they killed Trenzia, and they killed her flesh golem, and then they killed a whole bunch of ghouls. I mean, these 3 monsters can't deter them, right? Right? They're just chewing their way through level 2. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that they have a revenant who can't die helping them out, or a little a spectator shooting laser beams from everywhere. I'm sure they're doing it all on their own, right? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're going to say goodbye the way we always do every week here on Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is to say our wonderful sponsors. And this episode is brought to you by... well, by me! An extra-planar criminal has escaped justice. Be on the lookout for a gaunt human mage from the world of Toro. Who's that? Who knows? An image of Hallister's visage, like, is on a screen, and it just goes whoosh, and it just shows him, like... and then whoosh, it disappears, and he goes, and this week's Dungeon of the Mad Mage is also brought to you by the Knights Who Say Knee. Knee. And he just stares out of the screen. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight on Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I hope you'll be back next week to see what happens with our 2 separate groups that don't have any way of getting back to each other. I'm fine. I'm calm. There's no problems. It's not like they have any reason to get back together. They're just going to go on their own little adventures by themselves. Maybe they'll all find their own little part. It doesn't really matter to me anyway. And then it just drowns out completely. And that's where we're going to end for tonight. So, all right. Thank you guys very much. And yeah, let's go ahead and say our goodbyes. Let's start here, I should say, in the top left-hand corner with Sarah. Sarah, who are you, and where can people find you on the internet? if she doesn't lag out.
On it lagging.
Oh, there we
My
go.
info is
There
my
you go.
info's down here.
There you go.
Lovely llama, Twitter and Instagram. I'm just gonna say bye before I start lagging again, but I'm really thinking about that Mind Flayer costume.
Ooh. Ooh. Just buy yourself like an octopus, they have, I'm sure they have like octopus masks or some shit like that. And just like chop off 4 of its tentacles, because they only have 4 tentacles.
Oh, please, I'll make that shit myself.
Oh my god, I want to see it. I want to see it. I fucking want to see a Mind Flayer cosplay like you wouldn't believe. All right.
Thinking about it. All right.
We'll talk. Down here, bottom left, Septur. Who are you? Where can people find you on the internet?
Well, as my name below says, it's down here at Camrano on Twitter, where I post a bunch of random stuff, shenanigans, some serious stuff, not so serious stuff. Stuff.
Love it. Down here below me, Drakon. Who are you? Where can people find you on the internet?
I think you just said my name, but I'm Drakon. Overlord Drakon.
Overlord Drakon, sorry.
Edward.
Apologize.
With cheese.
We'll get the rank
Edward
right
with
next
cheese.
time.
And you can find me on Twitter at Overlord_Drakon. Answer questions. I will answer questions, and I will also answer your questions.
I might actually pose a question one day. Maybe.
But
Bottom
that's
right.
gonna be thought out in the stars.
Absolutely. Bottom right, Monsieur Kraw. Who are you? Where can people find you on the internet?
Faking being distracted.
That's okay. You are no longer needing to fake it.
Perfect.
Where can people find you on the internet, dude?
Can I continue being distracted? You can tell them?
Sure. I'll just skip you.
I'm just kidding, it's Carver's.
Cool. And then up here, top right, Grandmaster Flash, the chess master. Yeah, Alex, who are you? Where can people find you on the internet?
At Twitter, an algorithm, this ad algorithm, the 1 and 0.
Super duper. Awesome. One last thing before we go. We are changing this channel's name, and we want your help. So if you're on chat, or if you're listening to this or watching this on VOD, we are holding a contest for the next week, which means that we are looking for a new channel name. If you win, then you will receive a completely hand-painted by moi, and I'll just show you like the kind of quality that miniature, either WizKids or Reaper, up to and including the cost of $30. So everything, any miniature less than $30, hand painted by me. These are the kind of works that I do, so I don't do such a bad job. I'm pretty good with it. The Black Dragon. This is one of these new WizKids minis. These new WizKids dragons. It's pretty detailed. I don't know if it can actually.
Very mini to me. It looks very.
Oh no, it is. This is a bigature, right? They have the miniatures, then they have the bigatures. So these things are a baller, man. Like, look at the quality. Look at this. This is fucking sick. You stick this on one of your players and watch them just cry. Honestly. So yeah, if you win the contest after a week, so we're starting it today, and we're gonna go till next week, and I'll just keep pushing every day on Twitter and Instagram and all that jazz. And we find the right channel name, then the person who wins gets their miniature of a choice that they'll pick. I'll purchase it, I'll paint it, and then I'll send it to the winner, and that's it. And then that'll be the new channel name. So hopefully we get more people than just our lovely players, who are, of course, can get in on the fun with their own suggestions. How do you go about suggesting names of channels? Well, hey, see that right down there? That's my Twitter and my Instagram, and of course the Twitch at DMMatG. So if you go on and send it my way, any channel names, just give it a hashtag channel name, and we'll enter it into the contest. So hopefully you guys all heard that. Again, VOD, for those of you who are listening in, or our Twitch chat, thank you guys very much for tuning in, and we're going to say goodbye now. We'll see you all next week, and hopefully by that time we'll have a new channel name. Thanks for watching. We love you. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you again next week.